Wrestling has more than one.
Copyright music.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show, recaps, predictions, sports, let go, show, recaps, predictions, sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show, recaps, predictions, sports, let go.
What's going on, everyone? It's the EVP from the EVP Show, and we are live for the Wrestlemania 42 prediction show. This is the show that we all been, hopefully we all been waiting for. Obviously, it's been not the best build-up, obviously. We got comments already. It hasn't been the best build-up for WrestleMania, but we're hoping that they can... The match card looks great on paper, so we're hoping they can deliver. But obviously, big shout out to everybody that's joining us. We are live on my YouTube channel, my X page, and also on Talk It Up Wrestling Podcast X page. So I'm gonna go through and quickly announce everybody that's here on the panel. Obviously, we're still missing one guest. Give you guys a quick chance to introduce yourself. Obviously, everybody knows who you guys are. Most of you guys are well known in the community, on the YouTube, Twitter space panel, stuff like that. But I'm going to go through and introduce everyone, and then we are going to go ahead and get started, guys. So, first off, first person up is this guy I met probably about 6 to 8 weeks ago. Has pretty much been on every single prediction show I've had in the last 2 months. Good friends, always somebody I can reach out to in the community. If I just need someone to talk to outside of wrestling, he is from the FTCS podcast and a member of SPED Production. Chris Branson, what's going on?
It's great to see you, CJ. It's an amazing week, WrestleMania. Don't temper your expectations just yet. We're not in mid status yet. From the Cheap Seats podcast, you can find me on Blue Sky, X, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, everything but the book. I'm gonna give it over to Stampede now.
All right. Like I said, at the end of the show, I will give everybody opportunity to go ahead and plug their stuff, like what they got coming up, their channels, everything like that. But yes, thank you, Chris. You're a mainstay here on the EVP show, so thank you for coming in. I'm gonna pop it over next to someone that's definitely committed to me, a really good friend. I see him in a lot of my streams. He is Stampede. What's going on, brother? Your mic's muted.
Classic Stampede, picking that up from Point Taken. What's going on, guys? Looking forward to the prediction show. You can find me up and down the Twitter timeline all over the place. I'll pop up on running wrestling podcast on Thursdays in video form, Point Taken on Thursdays, prediction shows. I'm everywhere. I'm all over the place.
Awesome. Yeah, and you might be seeing Stampede here soon. Me and him are talking about some stuff, AWIs in the works, but obviously that'll be after WrestleMania, so not going to really get into that right now. Obviously, that's just a conversation that I'm going to have with Stampede and Chris and Carlos and other people that are super heavily involved in the AEW community. But you could be seeing something new here on the EVP Show channel coming soon. So I'm going to kick it off next. I still have to call you your nickname, buddy. I gave it to you at the NXT Stand and Deliver prediction show, and it's kind of stuck with me. So welcome back to the EVP Show for the WrestleMania 42 prediction show. DJ Khaled, what's going on, brother?
At least I have hair, but yeah.
You do.
Yeah, good to be here. Like you said, this WrestleMania build has been very lackluster. Oh, hello, Michael. It's been very lackluster. It's been somewhat in the middle range to terrible range, especially in the latter half. But like you said, when we were waiting for the stream to start, the match card looks really good. And I think it's going to be a sleeper mania, so I'm excited to talk about the matches, who's going to win, who's going to lose, and yeah, I think we're going to see a sleeper mania here.
Appreciate you on. Good. Thank you for coming in. Obviously, Khaled. Next person, he is part of the DWE community. He's been also, I think it's either his third or fourth prediction show on my channel. What's going on, Lou? How you doing tonight?
All right. You can pretty much find me on Twitter exclusively at Trustvex_. This is, I think this has to be my
Welcome,
third.
Pokemon community.
Yep.
Third or
Third.
fourth.
I think this is your third show. But I'm glad to have you, man. You guys, any of you guys are always welcome on prediction show. I don't even have to send you an invite. If you guys think I'm doing a prediction show, just be like, hey, CJ, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. And you guys are always welcome here. Thank you, Lou. Next person, obviously, is also a part of the DWE's community as well. This is his second or third. I think this is his third prediction show as well. Welcome back to the EVP Show, Caleb. What's going on, brother?
Thank you. This is my third, and I cannot wait for Wrestlemania. It's gonna be fun.
Absolutely awesome. All right, next person. One of the most well-liked people in the community. I've tried to pattern a lot of stuff that I do after this person. Like I said, become really good friends with this person along the way. This is also his third, I believe, prediction show. Joining us here on the EVP Show. What's going on, Carlos? How are you doing tonight, brother?
What's up, guys? Happy WrestleMania week. I love that it's a good week for wrestling fans because even if you like the smaller independent shows, they get to cook at WrestleMania week as well. So it's a great time to be a wrestling fan. Pleasure to be here, man. Appreciate your words always. Love working with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. My next guest, obviously, I go back with him a long ways from when I was hosting Twitter Spaces, which, man, that seems like it's been like years ago. But obviously, we always had good chemistry on the Twitter Spaces and stuff. He is Mr. Gus Bus. What's going on, man?
What up? I'm a nobody, so move on. Can't wait to talk WrestleMania.
All right. And last but not least, obviously, I'm still waiting on my Mob Squad. Hopefully, he can come in at some point. But the last guest, this is his first appearance on the EVP Show. He's all around the Twitter community. He also has a YouTube page as well. Welcome to the EVP Show and the WrestleMania predictions. NitroBlivion. What's going on? How you doing tonight?
Hey, what's up? It's Nitro here, the OTC of whatever I do. I post on YouTube. I do random gameplay and movie reviews, and sometimes I do wrestling content over on my YouTube channel. So I just do a hodgepodge of random activities and hobbies and interests that intrigues me. I just post on there. It's all around. I love wrestling, and in my household, we only acknowledge one person. We only acknowledge one true tribal chief in my household. You can only expect who I think Night 2's go be winning by. But I'm excited for WrestleMania 42. The card looks fun. Let's have a good show.
Appreciate you, Nitro. Did we lose somebody?
Yeah, we lost Sean.
Okay.
I think he'll come back.
Yeah, I think we lost Sean. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Well, hopefully he comes back. Obviously, thank you all guys for showing up. If you guys can repost the stream, obviously, if you go on X, you can hit the repost button. Let everybody know that we're live so we can get many eyes in here as possible. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Obviously, I will add Sean up. We're also still waiting on Mob Squad. Like I said, I don't know if he is just running behind or what's going on. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So let's kick it off with WrestleMania Night 1. And we're going to start with the first match that's going to be live on ESPN. They're going to be doing two matches live, obviously on ESPN on WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. But kicking off the show on ESPN Saturday, is going to be a celebrity. Go figure. I love Astro Speed though, but we're gonna have Astro Speed and the Vision going up against Jimmy and Jay Uso, the Usos, and the megastar himself, LA Knight. And I was gonna start with, there's Sean. Sorry, I didn't see it. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Sean first. Go ahead and tell me who you have winning and why. Sean.
So I've got and the Usos, and the biggest reason why is because they're really doing something with Danhausen here, and ISHO Speed's been cursed, so I'm going with LA Knight and the Usos.
All right, so that's one LA Knight and the Usos. I'm gonna just go across who I have. I'm gonna go last. Thank you, Chris and Caleb, for helping me keep up with the prediction. Nitro, who do you have? Astro Speed and the Vision going up against the Usos and LA Knight to kick off WrestleMania.
So actually, I have logic behind both teams winning. Logic that I could see ISO Speed and the Vision winning is because it is Speed's first debut match in the in wrestling in WWE. Minus the fact that Braun Breaker speared the crap out of him in the Royal Rumble. But yeah, this is his first debut match after training with Randy Orton and also Logan Paul and Austin Theory. So I could see them winning just based off that principle. The reason why I see LA Knight and the Usos winning is the fact that they've been, beefing with the Vision for like a half a year to almost a year now, and the fact that the last couple times they been losing against the Vision, and the fact that the Vision also took out LA Knight. So I feel like with all those things I said, Usos and LA Knight would rather get revenge on the Vision plus ISO Speed. I don't know. It's intriguing, but I don't know. I am very excited for the match. I feel like ISO Speed is going to do a good showcase of what he's learned, and I just feel like overall, this is a celebrity match done right.
All right. So who's your ultimate pick, Nitro, to win the match?
Probably just. I'm gonna say ISO Speed and the Vision just because of the fact that, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, it makes sense since ISO Speed's been training for like a good while. I feel like it'll be a good showcase for him.
Okay. All right. So we got one Usos and LA Knight, one Astro Speed and the Vision. All right, Carlos, it's over to you. Who you got and why?
I got the Usos and LA Knight for what Sean said too. I mean, this reason why I wanted to go first. Obviously, he wants to steal my ideas. But again, Danhausen is first. ISO Speed can take the pin. It'll be him or Theory for sure. It will not be my boy. Will not be my boy Logan Paul taking the pin. But also, again, it's a good first match on ESPN. Everybody yeeting the crowd. What a way to start the show off on ESPN. It's going to be Usos and LA Knight.
All right, thank you, Carlos. We got two Usos and LA Knight. I do like your take, obviously. It's that's the way they started last year was Jay and Gunther. So they're gonna have that same. They want to bring in the get the crowd going with the heat, get everybody going in Allegiant Stadium. So definitely a good way to get it started. All right, we have not Michael, but a guy that was supposed to be in here. His prediction is he has a Vision because I think Logan Paul and Austin Theory need another massive win and need some heat. And also, should be winning his debut would be cool. Appreciate that, Michael. All right, Caleb. So I'm gonna go to you. You got Astro Speed and the Vision, or the Usos, or LA Knight.
I got the Astro Speed and the Vision. I think they're gonna pick up the win, and they're gonna be off of the crashing Astro Speed, and Logan Paul gonna pin LA Knight at the end.
All right, so you guys, Chris and Khaled, you guys keeping up with the count? Obviously. All right. I think it's like 3-2 or something like that. But I know you guys are keeping up with us, so make sure if you guys can send that over to me, that would help me. Like when we're
Caleb,
done.
you said Division, right?
Yeah, he went with the Astro and the Vision. All right, Lou. Astro Speed and the Vision against the Usos and LA Knight kicking off WrestleMania 42. Who do you got?
Just a touch on what Sean had spoken about earlier involving Danhausen. What if Danhausen somehow manages to lift the curse off of Actual Speed and the Vision ends up taking the win?
Very possible. So you're gonna go with the Vision and Astro as well?
Yep.
All right. All right. I think it's like I think it's 4-2, something like that. Astro Speed and the Vision. Maybe yeah. All right, Khaled, you're up next. Astro Speed, the Vision against the Usos and LA Knight. Who do you got and why?
Well, first off, Carlos, if Logan Paul is your boy, then I got some news for you, man. The adoption center is right next door. But anyways,
I love my heels, man. What can I say?
So my pick is sadly going to be I Show Speed in the Vision, because to bring up to you, Sean and Carlos, to bring up to your point, yes, Danhausen, fuck Danhausen, by the way. I don't like the guy, but he yes, the curse has been going on for weeks now. But there's something you forgot about. It's WrestleMania, and that means celebrities everywhere, shoving celebrities down your face. And I think they're going to play into that by having I Show Speed get the pinfall. On who it's going to be, most likely LA Knight, because the track record has shown WWE hates LA Knight for some reason. So I don't want it to happen. But I'm going with I Show Speed and the Vision.
All right, appreciate that, Khaled. And I have been griping a lot on my streams, if you guys have seen, about the amount of celebrities that we have involved in WrestleMania, but it is what it is at this point. We just kind of accept what it is for TKO and move forward. But I love Astro Speed, so he has been trained. There's a lot of them that do love the business. They're going to contribute. I can't knock them for that. But it looks like a lot of people are going with Astro. All right, Stampede. Astro Speed, the Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory against the Usos and LA Knight. Kicking off WrestleMania. Who do you got?
Well, I mean, the fact that we're all sitting there talking about a curse being lifted by a comedy wrestler that was levied against a non-wrestler, I Show Speed, to figure out who's going to win this thing, really speaks to like where things are in this build.
Literally, so true.
100%.
I think LA Knight and the Usos win this. I think LA Knight desperately needs literally anything. So, I Show Speed is not a wrestler, but he should just have a big red sign pin eater above his head, because that's exactly what he should be in this match. Right? Don't pin your tag team champions. Don't do that. Usos need a win. That'll get them back because they're going off with whatever Roman's doing, and LA Knight needs a win. So that's the way I think this one.
Good stuff, Stampede. As always. All right, Chris. Astro Speed and the Vision versus LA Knight and the Usos. Who you got and why?
So all of the guys here in the stream have made this pick a lot harder than what I thought it was going to be.
Me too.
I had Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Speed winning it. The Danhausen argument makes it a little bit more difficult. I see Stampede's point. I am going to have to go with the Usos and LA Knight, mainly because while the Usos really don't need the win, you're running out of opportunities to really make LA Knight something other than an enhanced mid-card guy. So I'm gonna
I think you should stick with your point, Chris. Enhancement talent. He's literally an advanced enhancement talent at this point.
But I'm gonna have to flip my pick to the Usos and LA Knight. Call it. I wish. I wish I could stick with my pick. But,
all right. All right, so I'm gonna round us out. Obviously, you guys are all goats. I respect every bit of you guys' opinions. I'm just gonna go with my gut on this one. I Show Speed really never truly, for me, like the way they portrayed it on TV, didn't really act like he ever really wanted to be with the Vision to start with. He is a celebrity. Obviously, he has been training. Anybody that wants to put in work and doesn't just come out there, just to hog up, ESPN time, I'm all for that. I'm not going to talk about that when we get to the main event of night one. Now that's a different story for me. But I agree with what Stampede said. I think they're doing something really big with the bloodline. Again, I think the Usos are going to have some sort of impact on night two, are going to be involved in some sort of fashion. So you can't really have the Usos lose to open WrestleMania because that's kind of a crowd deflator, I would feel like. So what if I Show Speed ultimately ends up turning on the Vision? That's something I could see possibly happening. So I'm gonna go with LA Knight and the Usos. I think that the Usos need to win. LA Knight desperately needs to win on WrestleMania or on any TV show. And LA Knight, can we please get LA Knight away from the Vortex Vision? He has been fighting those guys for 4 months now. So I'm going with LA Knight and the Usos to kick off night one. So do you have the tally for that, Chris?
It's even 5-5 with Mike in the chat.
All right, so 5-5, perfect, good stuff. I like that. All right, so we're gonna go to match 2, which is also going to air on ESPN. This is going to be a great match. One of the best matches of night one card, obviously for me. It's going to be an unsanctioned match by WWE. It's going to be the Scottish Psychopath, Drew McIntyre, the former undisputed champion, going up against the Samoan Werewolf, another member of the Bloodline, Jacob Fatu. Sean, you want us to go first, so I'm gonna start with you, and just we'll work my way up. Who do you got, Jacob or Drew, and why?
I got Jacob Fatu. They've really done a good job building him as a monster. B, Drew's about to take some time off. If you know, you know. It just all the signs point to Fatu getting a huge WrestleMania win over Drew McIntyre, and I'll go ahead and predict it. There will be blood.
100%. I believe it, especially with it being on ESPN. So, now I don't know. I do think he's taking time off. I know there's been conflicting reports saying that he's been going back and forth between filming, but still making WTV. But he probably needs to take some time off because obviously, I think Jacob Fatu immediately going into some sort of championship program, either with the Raw champion or the SmackDown champion after WrestleMania. So I think at some point that's where they're going to go. But good point. I'm going to go over to Nitro. Who do you have as the winner? Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu, and why?
Someone on Depop wants what you've got. Start selling now.
Honestly, for majority of the same reasons that Sean had, I'm going to probably go with Jacob Fatu. Also, just over the two, I feel like Jacob needs it more than Drew, and I feel like a win over a prior world champion multiple times, but in the recent days, in the recent months, a prior world champion in Drew McIntyre, reign over Drew would mean a lot for Jacob. Also, the fact that, Drew's taking time off, like we already talked about and discussed. So, I don't know, it just all makes sense for Jacob to get the win here over Drew. And definitely the whole blood thing for sure. There has been talks of no blood because it's on the free version of ESPN. But at the same time, I still think this match and this feud just warrant blood. And, I mean, it's an unsanctioned match. You go try to tell me they're gonna have a brutal unsanctioned match without drawing blood? That makes no sense. So yeah, for sure, there's gonna definitely be blood involved, and I feel like it's gonna be a good, second match to open the card.
All right, appreciate that, Nitro. Thank you so much. That's 2 Jacobs and no Drew McIntyre. All right, Carlos. Drew McIntyre.
This is one of the
Go ahead.
This is one of the matches I'm most looking forward to. The build for this has been really good. I wish it would have been part of the world title match or WWE title match, to be honest. A bit fatal 4-way, but like Sean, like they already said, Drew's gonna go make a movie, but notwithstanding, it's his turn and put Jacob over. Jacob Fatu will be the main event picture by the end of this year. Jacob Fatu for the W.
All right, thanks, Carlos. All right, Caleb, Jacob Fatu or Drew McIntyre.
I got Jacob Fatu. There's gonna be some blood in that match. I do not like Drew McIntyre, so I'm gonna go with Jacob Fatu win that match. For sure, and it's gonna be a blood match. It's gonna be very bloody.
All right, appreciate you, Caleb. All right, we're gonna go to Michael's pick. Obviously, he was supposed to be in Jacob Fatu because it's easy. Drew's going to film Highlander. I have nothing left to lose. Jacob needs wins so bad in order to get the monkey off his back to help with his momentum post-Mania. Okay, so Michael's going with Jacob as well. All right, everybody went with Jacob so far. Anybody in the comments, obviously, if you want to put yours, I might not can put everybody's up on the screen because we have a big panel. But if you want to, I see some people in the comments. If you want to put your predictions in, if you're watching live, you can. Feel free to put it in the comments. All right, so everybody, Jacob so far, nobody, Drew. Lou, you're up next. Drew versus Jacob live on ESPN, unsanctioned. Who you got?
Keep this short and sweet. Jacob's winning. Just to add on to Nitro's point, it's not gonna. Why have an unsanctioned match and keep it squeaky clean? That doesn't really make any sense.
Mob's here.
Yeah, my power flicked out for about 15 minutes. I had to figure out what was going on. I blew a fuse.
Well, welcome, Mod Squad, to the WrestleMania 42 prediction show. Back to the EVP Show channel. Thank you for being here. What I'll do to completely catch him up, guys, if you guys don't mind. Chris, obviously, you can add him to the spreadsheet. Michael, I'll go ahead and have you predict. Go ahead and predict. We're just on the second match of night one. I show Speed and the Vision versus the Usos and LA Knight and Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. You can go ahead and do both, and then we'll be completely caught up.
Well, it's WWE. I'm gonna take the streamers, and then I'm gonna take Fatu.
All right, thank you. You got that, Chris. He's going with the Astros. He broke the tie.
Division and Fatu.
Yeah, he broke the tie. It was 5-5 on that one, Mob Squad. And then Fatu. All right, so since I scrambled everybody around, I don't really know who. I believe it was Khaled up next for the Jacob versus Drew.
Well, to add to Lou and Nitro's point about why have an unsanctioned match, but let it be squeaky clean, I do agree with that. However, this literally happened last year with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in the Elimination Chamber. It was an unsanctioned match with no blood. But I hope that doesn't happen again, although there's a very high chance because, this is a squeaky clean wrestling show after all. But regardless, I think it's pretty obvious Jacob Fatu is getting a victory here. He hasn't had that big victory that he's been needing for basically months now. Even that match against Cody Rhodes, and I say match in quotations because it ended up just being a big brawl. That could have been his big victory, but of course the match didn't happen. So I'm going with Jacob Fatu here. He needs this.
All right, appreciate you, Khaled. Did I go to you? Has Caleb already went? Like I said, you guys jumped. Okay, so it's just me, you, and Stampede left, right? Okay. All right, Stampede, Jacob or Drew, who you got?
This interesting match this is. They decided to put an unsanctioned match, not behind a paywall, but instead on YouTube, right? Pretty much guaranteeing that what we're going to get is going to be a PG-13, somewhat watered down, unsanctioned match. that Jacob is going to win because Drew is now a Highlander. Right? So Jacob's an easy pick on this one.
All right, appreciate you, Stampede. All right, Chris, who you got, Jacob or Drew?
So I know Carlos and Stampede will appreciate this reference to Daniel Day-Lewis, but ESPN, we all forget ESPN used to hold a certain other fighting championship, and there was blood during those, and nobody had an issue. So to quote the great Daniel Day-Lewis, 3-time Oscar winner, there will be blood, and the bloodshed will be Drew's, probably Jacob's a little bit as well. But I got Jacob Fatu winning, and it would not shock me, like we were saying, that he ends up in the world title picture either against a Randy Orton, CM Punk, or his cousin Roman Reigns.
One of my favorite movies of all time. However, bringing up Daniel Day-Lewis's creative and tying it in with WWE's creative now has just put you on the list.
Yeah, you just made the list.
Hey, I already started -4.
No, you're on the list. You're
I already started -4 on point taken.
Well, Daniel Day-Lewis wasn't a WWE movie, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't it like a movie based on Abraham Lincoln? It must have been.
No, he's in last week. He's been in a lot of movies.
I'm not sure about that. You guys would know more about that than me, but
Yeah, he was thinking too.
So I'm gonna round this out. I'm not gonna go off on the island alone on this one. Obviously, Drew McIntyre. Obviously, I know everybody knows it's not very hard to see everything that goes on online. But IWC pretty much puts it out there for you. Drew's going to film. I think Jacob's gonna have a world title match with either Cody or Randy. Sometime in the summertime. I don't think he's ultimately going to be the one to challenge for the title at SummerSlam. I'll get into that when we get to the main event. But I do think he's going to be elevated into the world title scene. Drew is going to go off the film, take a couple of months off, probably a month or two at least. I'm going with Jacob Fatu. I think there is blood. I know it's on ESPN, but I think both of them get busted open. They want to try to bring...
It's ESPN too. They'll be fine.
Right. So I think ESPN too.
They could put this on the Ocho for all intents and purposes.
I do believe that they have to, that WWE is doing what they can to bring that maybe the UFC crowd or whatever, or the outside people that's not normally watching, and so that they'll be like me and pay $38.99 a month for each just for. To be able to watch the WWE PLC on ESPN Unlimited. So, yeah, but I'm going with Jacob. So that rounds that out. Everybody went with Jacob. So, we're going to move to...
The UFC crowd's going to be watching the Death Vegas Invitational this week.
So, yeah. So, we're going to move on. This is going to be the third match of the card. Like I said, I do have the night 1 card official. I don't have the night 2. This one's a little tricky because Nikki Bella is still in a walking boot as of today. So I'm gonna put them in the match and say they're in there. Because like I said, there could be changes. She's a game day decision. This is gonna be for the SmackDown Raw Tag Team Championship. We got Nia Jax, Lash Legend, the champ SmackDown. So the Women's Tag Team Champions defending against the Bella Twins, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. I'm going to start with you, Sean. You said you wanted to go first on all these. So who do you got in the Fatal 4-Way and why?
I got Bayley and Lyra. And the reason why is this is about retconning what they did last year by screwing Bayley out. This is their makeup. They're going to... I would have probably said the Bellas, but they're not healthy. So I think it's Bayley and Lyra taking the belts.
All right, thank you, Sean. All right, my squad, I'm going to Michael. I'm going to you. Next, if you can come on. Okay, perfect.
I'm here.
Who you got in this Fatal 4-Way and why?
I got a match. I'm going with Bayley and Lyra. It's more of a hype decision, but I think that they're gonna have to they're gonna have to do something for Bailey. She's been not done any justice as of the last few years, and I would say that this is her time. What a better time to do something with her before it's too late.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, Michael. And then the other Michael also said Bailey and Lyra because Bailey really needs this after she was taken off main card last year. Lyra needs to kickstart a major year and potentially be in world title contention. So that's three Bailey and Lyra's. All right, Lou. Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team Champions. Who do you got?
There, just to keep it short and sweet, Lyra and Bailey, due to the same reasons that everybody else I already mentioned, they really need this win more than the rest of the women in that match, in my opinion.
All right, appreciate it, Lou. All right, I'm kicking it over to you, Mr. DJ Khaled. Who you got in this Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Tag Team Championship?
You see, after you said that Nikki Bella was in a walking boot, that gave me a little bit of hope. But I don't know why. I have this idea that they're still gonna be in the match, even despite them not being 100%. Because it's WWE, it's WrestleMania, and even though Bailey and Lyra are the only choices for victory in that match, I don't know why, but I have a feeling they're gonna give it to the Bellas, which upsets me because I am a massive Bailey fan and a massive Lyra Valkyria fan. They're literally two of my favorites. Literally two of my favorite women in WWE. So it's a shame that they're gonna lose this, and I'm happy all of you are very optimistic, and I really hope you guys are right on this one. But sadly, I'm going with the Bellas, and I hate them so much.
All right, so we got one Bella twin. All right, Carlos, who you got?
Bella Army, baby. Come on now. Why would they be so worried about having the Bellas in the match if they weren't gonna win? It's the Bella twins. Bella twins are winning this match. They're gonna take the rightful place in the legacy of women's tag team champions. This belt should have been around when they were around. Bella twins for the W.
All right.
And you call yourself a wrestling fan, Carlos.
All right. There's another Bella twin from the Bella Army, Carlos. All right, Nitro. Who do you got in this Fatal 4-Way and why?
I will say about two things about this Fatal 4-Way. One, it's gonna be a banger of a match. They have a lot of good talent in this match. It's a stack-filled match filled with amazing talent. Also, even though we already have a ladder match and that's on night 2 in the opening, I really would have liked to see this match become a ladder match or have been a ladder match. I just feel like it just has, I don't know, the star power of a ladder match, and just it would have been nice to see a Fatal 4-Way ladder match. That's all I'm just saying. But yeah, honestly, as the winners, I'm gonna go with Bailey and Lyra. Majority of the same reasonings. I just feel like this should be a good time for Lyra to get a Mania win, and I just feel like it just kind of makes sense. It would be nice to see the Bellas, yeah, but at the same time, like, how long will they stay around long term? Is the better question.
2 years.
They have a 2-year. They just signed a 2-year contract.
Okay, never mind. So, I don't know. Maybe the Bellas. If not, yeah, definitely Bailey and Lyra. Maybe Bailey and Lyra goes on to feud with the Bellas, and like they have a match at Backlash or something. But yeah, definitely Bailey and Lyra.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you, Nitro. All right, Caleb. Who you got and why?
I got Bella on me. I think Nikki's gonna be just fine, and yeah, she's gonna be at the match. They're gonna win the match, and yeah, I have a feeling that Bella's gonna win.
All right, the Bella twins. All right, Stampede. Who you got and why? I know you're a big Bella fan because I see you putting it in my comments on Raw, in my Raw recap. So who you got in this one?
In the continuing theme of I'm convinced that this company hates me, they will take something that's already bad and make it worse by putting the tag team titles on the Bellas. because they are trying everything they possibly can to get them in this match. Why else would they want them in this match?
To
I
win.
mean, but I'm not gonna. I'll get fired. I mean, I'm not. I'm just kidding. But I would say Final Boss Baby's watching. She's a big Bella Twins fan. I'm not gonna say anything bad about them. But like at the same time, like guys, we don't have Io Sky and Asuka on this card because they were waiting to see if Nikki Bella was gonna be healed. So this is crazy that WWE is leaving Io Sky off the card. For this fatal 4-way to happen. I love what Charlotte and Alexa was doing, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I know that I've seen pictures of Nikki still in a walking boot in Las Vegas, so we'll see if they're even able to, if she's even able to. But so who you going? You got Stampede. You're going with Bailey and Lyra.
Who? No, the Bella Twins.
Oh, you're going with the Bella. All right, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Why
All
why
right.
else would they be so hot and horny to get them in the match?
I mean, I agree. All right, Chris. who you got? Primo.
So I got two theories. One of them sells Nia and Lash. I mean, if you're talking about breakout stars coming to the main roster, and you're wanting to push Lash to the moon to where she's the big baddie beyond like a Nia and Charlotte, you keep the belts on them. And I'll never pick the Bella Botch Machine since I can't use the other nickname that I have for him anymore. I'm going Bailey and Lyra. Only reason why Bailey and Lyra, as it was said before, this is a give back to Bailey and furthering their faith in Lyra. So Bailey and Lyra.
All right.
Chris, please send me that nickname you had for the Bella Twins. I would love it.
No, you don't want. No.
Yes. Yes.
No,
Yes,
Cully,
I want
we
to
don't
know.
want that nickname.
So,
Yes, I do.
So for me, so for me, this is pretty conflicting. This one was difficult for me to predict. Like I said, I'm a big Charlotte Flair fan. Obviously, I know they're not winning, but this is not going to be on ESPN. This is actually ESPN2. This is obviously going to be on if you are able to get on Unlimited. This is going to be like the opening match that's not on, they're live on ESPN. I think this is a way, and I think that it's kind of time. We're going to could possibly see the Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss split so that they can both. I think that tag team division has a lot of watered down tag teams that both need to be in competition with the Jade Cargills and stuff like that down the road, or the Rhea Ripley's, whoever wins that, which we'll get to that on night 2. For me, the Bella Twins will sign a 2-year deal. I don't necessarily think they have to win tonight. They have this whole 2 years to win the tag team titles. Obviously, that's what eludes them. I do believe I have to go back and monkey off of what Sean said. Bailey was supposed to be in this match last year with Lyra. She was replaced by Becky Lynch. WWE loved to turn stuff and go full circle with it and flip it all the way around to a year and have it pay the story off a year later. Sometimes they do that. I'm going with Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. They've been featuring them really, really heavy on TV. And I just think that with Nikki's help, with her being a game time decision, I don't think it's the right move right yet to put the titles on them. Although I do see the Bella Twins winning the tag titles down the road. I think it's Bailey and Lyra going to win at WrestleMania and cement what they should have done last year. So I'm going with Bailey and Lyra. So what was the final tally on that, Chris?
So it was 7 Bailey Lyra, 4 the Bellas. Honestly, they should turn this into a triple threat match, and in Backlash, Nikki's healthy.
Yeah.
Give Nikki, like we were saying, give Nikki and Brie a #1 contender spot going into that. I mean, you'll still get your bottom dollar or bottom line filled through 2 pay-per-views. So,
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
and
7-4 Bailey and Lyra.
All right, perfect. So, like I said, I do feel like this could be something that they do on WrestleMania for a WrestleMania moment. Charlotte's not turning back heel. They've worked their rear ends off to cement her as a babyface character. I think this is the right opportunity for. They're still gonna cheer Alexa if she turns heel, so I think this is a perfect opportunity for to have Alexa's turn on Charlotte, ultimately maybe culminate and then to feuding up until like SummerSlam or something. I don't know. It could be something that the WWE does. I'm just throwing it out there, but we're gonna move on to the next match, and this match is very unpredictable for me because I don't know the status of what exactly is on Miss CM Punk's wife, Miss AJ Lee. She's defending the Intercontinental Championship against what everybody, Sports Illustrated said it, Chris Branson said it, Carlos has said it, the best female wrestler on the planet, Becky Lynch. It's a difficult decision, honestly, but I'm glad I get to
Breathe,
go.
Mom.
I'm glad I get to go last so I can hear what all you guys have to say. I'm gonna start with Sean first. AJ Lee defending against Becky Lynch. Who do you got and why?
I got Becky Lynch. Look, AJ's been gone for what 10 months. She's or 10 years, and she showed back up, and she's maybe wrestled 3 matches in the entire time she's been back. They're gonna put the IC title on. It's a workhorse champion for a reason. They're gonna give it back to a workhorse, and let the GOAT, and it's not just me saying it, do right by this title again.
All right, so that's one for Becky Lynch. All right, Michael from Mob Squad. Who do you got and why?
Man, this is a tough one.
It is.
I think they put the belt on AJ too fast, which could be a reason to send it back the other way. But I'm gonna say AJ retains. And I definitely gotta disagree with Becky being the GOAT. She ain't even the best wrestler in that company.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling wise, I definitely don't think she is 100%. That's Io Scott.
Let them wrestle, and there's probably 5 wrestlers they're barely using that I believe are better than her.
Yeah, I agree. So, well, you're going with AJ Lee. Like I said, this is difficult because I don't know her contract details on how much she plans on sticking around and stuff. So this one is hard
Yeah,
for me to predict.
that's
All
why
right.
same thing I'm thinking.
So we got 1-1. We got Michael in the comments says, I have Becky because it's time for Becky to finally get a win against AJ in this GD feud and have them move on to fresh new opponents and storylines. I'm sick of Becky losing to AJ via tap out. Yes, this will be this would be the 4th time that Becky, if she loses, would tap out to AJ. So yeah, take that into consideration. It's 3-0 AJ as of right now. Going back to WrestlePalooza.
Whoa. It's 2-1 Becky.
No, it's Becky hasn't beaten AJ. Nope.
Oh. Never mind.
AJ made her top in all matches that they've had.
Wires crossed. My bad.
You're
Just
good.
think about the picks.
All right, Lou. Who you got, AJ Lee or Becky Lynch?
Becky. AJ hasn't really been around all that much, and it wouldn't really make any sense to keep the title on her any longer.
All right, appreciate you, Lou. All right, Kala, AJ Lee or Becky Lynch?
Well, I am of the firm opinion that this entire AJ Lee Becky Lynch saga could have gone down much better if they had just pulled the trigger at Crown Jewel. Because think about it. AJ came back, what was it, like early September? 2 weeks later, we get the WrestlePalooza mixed tag team match. They could have put a 6th match on the Crown Jewel card and have the exact same thing which they did at EC, but instead they wanted to drag this out because of course the long-term storytelling. So yeah. Well, besides that, I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch just because from what many other people have said. She's tapped out to AJ like 3 times now.
Yep.
And of course, WrestleMania, it's all about those big moments, right? And I mean, they'll classify this as a big moment, but not me. They will have Becky finally be able to escape the Black Widow and get that victory over AJ. So that'll make Becky a record 3-time IC champion, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Oh.
Yeah. And maybe they don't want her and her husband losing at the same pay-per-view. So that's also a consideration there. But we'll be getting to that soon. But yeah, thank you, Khaled. All right, so I'm gonna go to Carlos. Who you got, AJ Lee or Becky Lynch and why?
The GOAT, Becky Lynch, the greatest women's sports entertainer ever. If they were gonna have AJ Lee have a long reign with this title, they would have had her win it at WrestleMania. Again, they gave her a moment. Becky's back is gonna get a break from making Lyra. She's made Maxine. She helped AJ get her feet wet again in the wrestling ring. Now it's time for Becky to get a moment of WrestleMania. Becky Lynch for the win.
All right, appreciate you, Carlos. Thank you. I agree. All right, Nitro, Becky Lynch or AJ Lee, who you got?
For a while, I was pretty confident that AJ Lee was going to retain just because of the fact that this is second or third title defense, and I feel like it just made sense for her to retain. But then someone brought up the fact that every AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch match that they had, AJ has gotten the win over Becky, and Becky has no wins over AJ. So ever since someone said that statistic, I kind of I kind of rethought my answer. I had to go Becky just because, I don't want to see her with the IC belt again because she's had it for a while, but at the same time, she kind of needs a win over AJ, and maybe the feud continues, or maybe this is the ending of the feud. But I don't think so because I feel like this feud kind of warrants a stipulation match of some sort. Maybe at SummerSlam, maybe at Backlash. I don't know. Maybe just somewhere down the line, we have a stipulation match between AJ Lee and Becky. I'm kind of surprised the WrestleMania match is not a stipulation match to begin with. But I don't know. I definitely see Becky picking up the win, and then later on down the line, they battle again, but this time in a stipulation match.
All right, appreciate you, Nitro. Yeah, and I was shocked that this wasn't a stipulation match. I on the other hand think this is probably the end for them two. Well, I hope it is, just for my sake, but we'll see. But thank you for the pick. All right, Caleb, who you got? AJ Lee or Becky Lynch?
I got the person that is not to go, AJ Lee. I got her tapping out to AJ. I have Becky tapping out to AJ Black with her a fourth time and returning her title. I have her tapping out again.
Oh, wow. All right.
If you want to save yourself some work, Chris, you can just put him down for all the baby faces besides Liv and Dom going forward. get ahead of the game.
You're already way ahead of me there.
And Liv Morgan, Carlos. Don't forget Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I said Liv and Dom. That's it. I'll be all good people. All the good guys.
That's the only two heels you like. We're in trouble for sure.
All right. So we're gonna go to Stampede next. Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. Who do you got?
Well, I'm going to start off by doing something that I'm really not used to doing because it doesn't happen very often. But I'm going to partially agree with Norton.
ZZZZ.
Yes, you. Becky is not the best female wrestler on the planet or in her own promotion. She never has been. That's ludicrous. Where this agreeing goes off the rails is where I'm going next here. This is essentially a booking and creative cul-de-sac because they have to turn around and fix this because it's not working, putting the title on AJ and put the title back on Becky and start doing something significant and meaningful with that title again. Because that's what they did when Lyra had it, right? And even when Becky had it, she was doing good work with it. Fix it. Put it back on Becky.
All right. Appreciate that, Stampede. All right, Chris, who you got and why?
All right, so, the media said aliens are real. So, I have a contact in San Francisco Bay. It's a humpback whale. Who's the cousin of somebody that's ahead in the 22nd century. And the history books the history books has it to where she's the greatest then, she's the greatest still now. I agree with Stan Page, not the greatest, but I'm going with Becky because if you look at how her husband and their husbands were booked, even when Punk was injured, Rollins and him never liked each other crossing paths. So I see this finishing out at SummerSlam. It's going to continue to have legs. We think it deserves to go in a different direction, but ultimately, the belt's going back to Becky.
All right, appreciate you, Chris. For me, kind of keep it short and simple. You guys have kind of hit all the major points. I just think that Becky's lost 3 times in a row. I mean, go back to Seth and Cody. Obviously, Cody beat Seth the first 3 times, and Seth finally got that win back. It's just really hard to have, even though Becky's not the top wrestler. I don't care what Sports Illustrated says or any of them people say. It's just hard to have someone lose to someone 4 times in a row, and I don't remember who said it, but it was a big moment for AJ and CM Punk in Chicago. Obviously, they did put the title on her too early. I'm gonna have to go, and there is someone or a specific someone that I believe is coming up to the main roster. Probably the Raw after Mania or the one after that. It's either going to be Sol Ruka or JC Jane. That's coming to that Raw brand. I think it's going to be time to elevate one of these NXT stars that comes up, and that's what Becky's good at. She does do that well, and put that Intercontinental Championship back on the market as being a workhorse. I love AJ Lee, I do, but I think Becky wins here. And they may have another match that could be possibly true, but I'm going with Becky at WrestleMania to win the Intercontinental Championship. So, what was the final tally on that, Chris?
8-3.
Okay, 8-3, perfect. All right, so we're going back with husband and wife. We're going to go with the match that WWE just threw together in a matter of 2 weeks. Obviously, we were supposed to get Gunther and Rey Mysterio. Seth Rollins was supposed to go one-on-one with Brian Breaker, but ultimately this match is going to be a banger, even though it's only had two weeks of a build. We're going to go with the career killer himself, Gunther, going up against Seth freaking Rollins. I'm going to start with Sean. Who do you got and why? I'm pretty sure I know your answer, but go ahead.
Yeah, I got Gunther. Like, you don't retire AJ Styles and John Cena just to lose to Seth randomly at a WrestleMania. I understand plans change, people got hurt, the people got healed miraculously afterwards, but it is what it is. They put this match together, and I ultimately think this is what leads us to Gunther retiring Brock. And I got Gunther winning this, and this is probably going to be at least a contender for match of the night, if not the match of the night. So,
absolutely, I agree 100%. And I think we lost someone. Who did we lose?
Caleb.
There he is. Okay, sorry about that. Mm-hmm. All right. Now we're all jacked up again. All right. So I'm gonna have to pay attention now. I'm gonna go to Michael from Mob Squad. Gunther, Seth Rollins, who you got?
This one actually seems probably a little bit tougher than the first take. I get the retiring legends and thing like that, but I also don't know if that has anything to do with Seth Rollins. He ain't retiring anytime soon, and he kind of had a similar Kingslayer type thing going on in his career. I'm gonna take the latter. I'm gonna take Seth. I'm gonna say Seth pulls this off.
All right, 1-1. I appreciate that, Michael. All right, so I'm gonna have to shift the order around a little bit because Caleb had to drop off for a second. I'll go to Michael from the comments first. Gunther needs to win this match because it gives him new momentum after being out for a while after retiring AJ. Easy choice. So Michael's going with Gunther. All right, I'm gonna go to Caleb next.
I got Seth win that match.
You got Seth? Okay.
You're not like Gunther, so I got that.
All All right, and I lost somebody else. I'm not sure who dropped. Who did I lose?
Gus.
Okay. All right. Maybe he'll come back in. All right. So now,
Caleb, it was Seth, correct?
Yep.
Yep. All right, Nitro. Who do you got and why? Gunther or Seth? Oh, he's not. Is he even in by the microphone?
Nitro's hiding.
All right, so I'll go back to Nitro. He stepped away from his microphone or computer. I'll go to Carlos. Next, who do you got? Is it Gunther or Seth Rollins?
I don't think you can do Gunther. I don't think you can't do Gunther versus Brock if Gunther loses this match. If Gunther's winning this match.
All right, appreciate it, Carlos. All right, I'm gonna go back to NitroBlivion. I didn't know if you had left or what was going on. I think he was at the desk. We got the career killer Gunther against Seth Rollins. Who do you got?
See, look, I would like Seth Rollins to win, and because this is like his comeback match and stuff since he's been back. But at the same time, yeah, Gunther does need to catch in the victor. Can catch in the favor and maybe face Brock Lesnar. Maybe that's the favor. But I would say, and also like he has the career killer moniker. Granted, I don't think Seth's career's on the line in this match, but he does have that moniker. Do something with him. I guess as much as I don't like him because I just think his wrestling is boring. I guess I'm gonna go with Gunther. Even though I don't really care for him, I think his wrestling style is boring. I understand a lot of people love him, but yeah, I don't know. I guess Gunther.
All right, appreciate it, Nitro. All right, Khaled, who you got? Gunther or Seth Rollins?
Well, I have Gunther winning because it's pretty obvious that they need to carry on the momentum they've been giving him. It's really hard to talk when MJF is cutting a promo, but
Yeah,
or when anyone is cutting a promo. But I'm gonna go with Gunther because obviously they've been giving him a lot of momentum within the last half year, with him retiring Goldberg, John Cena, and AJ Styles. You're not gonna throw all that away at WrestleMania of all shows. I was gonna say throw away to a guy like Seth Rollins, but it's when you're a match with Seth Rollins, it's a big deal because he's a big star. But this is definitely going to be match of the night for me. I can't think of another match that comes close to it, but I'm saying that
Incoming
Gunther
at break.
beats Seth Rollins.
All right, thanks, Skylar, and I agree. I do think it will be match of the night, sure. All right, Lou, who do you got? Gunther or Seth?
Gunther. If they're gonna keep this career killer gimmick alive, or not really his career killer gimmick, but his momentum on the upkeep, then I'd see him taking the W. Now, what Gunther does after Mania, that remains to be seen until after Mania, obviously. So, with that being said, my vote's going to Gunther.
All right, thanks, Lou. All right, Stampede. Gunther, Seth Rollins, who you got? Your microphone's on mute. Yeah, I'm mute you.
Yeah, Gunther's the only thing that makes sense here, right? Gunther wins. He did Paul solid. He took Seth out. Braun attacks after the match. Paul, you owe me a favor. I want Gunther. I want to retire Gunther. Right? So, easy pick, Gunther.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you, Stampede. All right, Chris. Gunther, Seth Rollins, who you got?
So, I know that people compare Gunther's wrestling to paint dry. There were also two former NWA World Heavyweight Champions that you could say that about, and yet they were heralded greatly by the IWC and by history themselves. That being Harley Race and Ric Flair. Charisma is what got them by outside of slowly being finessed when it came to wrestling. I'm gonna go to the less is more thing. You have Gunther beat Seth, and as Gunther is leaving out off the stage, guess who shows up? Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker. They're laughing at Seth. You've just given that feud legs. So Gunther.
All right, appreciate it, Chris. All right, for me, obviously, I do a report show on Sundays. The match was supposed to be Gunther Ray. Obviously, Ray was hurt, and he magically was not hurt afterwards, which I didn't think Gunther needed to retire Ray to begin with. So we got Gunther Seth. But I do think it's going to be match of the night. They have kind of already told you the story going forward. Braun Breaker is cleared to get physical now. But they've definitely told you the story as far as this favor with Paul Heyman, that he's going to owe him a lot more than just a handshake or a thank you. Ultimately, this leads to Gunther retiring Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in Minneapolis, his hometown. I think that Braun Breaker gets involved here. You know, in my opinion, I think Gunther needs to win clean, but I don't think that's how it's going to be. I think Braun Breaker probably spears Seth Rollins. It comes out maybe a mask or something like that. You know, WWE loves the mask. Braun Breaker is going to get involved either before the match or during the match or after to set up the Braun Seth feud going into the summer. I'm going with Gunther. He's beating Seth Rollins and he's moving on. We'll, talk about Brock in a little bit, but he's moving on to SummerSlam to face Brock Lesnar in Minneapolis and end another career there. So I'm going with Gunther.
I got an alibi.
What's up?
Carlos. I needed his pick.
Carlos, I'm sorry, did I skip over you?
No, I chose Gunther.
Okay, I thought he did.
That's what I thought too. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, so what was the tally on that, Chris?
9-2 Gunther.
Okay, perfect. All right, so for the co-main event of night one is for the women's Raw Heavyweight Championship. Stephanie Bakor has been the champion since September of WrestlePalooza, defending against the multifaceted and Monday night still like somebody that I wouldn't even want to mess with. The lovely herself, Liv Morgan. I'm going to start with Sean. I know you're a big Liv Morgan fan, so I'll let you kick us off. Liv Morgan, Stephanie Bakor for the Women's Raw Championship. Who do you got and why?
Yeah, so I mean, as been stated and as people know, I really respect the grind and the work that Liv's put in. And I'm a big fan of hers as a result of that. And yes, I think she's winning. She hasn't had a Mania moment yet. She just dropped the music video that the WWE produced, and yeah, they're not about to produce a music video for someone that they're gonna have lose at WrestleMania. So it just everything here, this story, the way they built it has been excellent. It's one of the few things and few builds they've gotten absolutely right. This match is gonna be an excellent match, but yeah, Liv Morgan is walking out with that title. Because the only reason Stephanie Bakor won it in the first place was because Liv Morgan got injured. So, here, take that with what you will. I like Stephanie, but she's not beating Liv.
All right. And by the way, that is going to be Liv Morgan's entrance theme music going forward as well. Just so you know. But yes, great points. With the Liv Morgan, Stephanie Bakor. Stephanie's had the title a while, so. All right, Caleb. Stephanie Bakor, Liv Morgan for the Women's Raw Championship. Who you got?
I'm also a huge Liv Morgan fan, so I'm going with her. There's no way she's not losing that match on Saturday. I got to win 100%, and with her dropping new music, there's no way they're going to drop that music for her to make her lose that match against Stephanie Bakor. So I got Liv Morgan.
All right, thank you, Caleb. All right, I'm gonna jump up to Mob Squad. Stephanie Bakor and Liv Morgan for the Raw title. Who you got?
Man, this that shit I hate about this company. Steph got over because Horntrout in NXT, comes up and has had an atrocious run and now has to drop the belt to Liv Morgan. Not that I don't like Liv Morgan, but I think Steph, before she got there, was one of the best female wrestlers in the world. What happened, I have no idea, but I'm gonna say Liv.
All right, great points, Michael, for sure. All right, Nitro. Over to you, Stephanie Bakor, Liv Morgan. Who you got?
See, with this match on how much I would love to see Stephanie Vakir win, and like just win a Wrestlemania match, and also just retain her title against arguably probably one of the greatest holders of the current modern day women's world heavyweight championship, because she's holding it like 2 or 3 times by now, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would be nice to see Stephanie get this win over Liv, but at the same time, I feel like Liv winning the belt, especially at Mania, kind of makes more sense. And it'll give Liv a huge moment to celebrate. Plus, her family's there. So, have or give her a moment to be able to celebrate in front of her family. I feel like that makes a lot of sense, too. So, yeah, mostly because of that reason and the fact that her family's there, I'm going to say Liv Morgan.
All right, thank you, Nitro. All right, Michael from the comments says, I think Liv Morgan wins because it's about time she finally get her WrestleMania moment and have a big win on the grandest stage of them all. So that's another Liv Morgan. All right, Carlos. Liv Morgan, Stephanie Bakor. Who you got?
Liv Morgan. I mean, it's like I wasn't a big Morgan fan, but she's earned my respect with the way she's done. She's done the grind. I would call Liv Morgan a Triple H girl. I think he really respects her. You can look how he books her now. She's earned his love and admiration. It's her moment, man. I mean, Stephanie wasn't a plan. You can tell by her booking. She has had no feuds. She's had matches. It's Liv's time when they can book her Roxanne, and Raquel going into SummerSlam.
Absolutely. Kind of stole the words right out of my mouth. Thank you, Carlos. All right, Khaled. All right, Khaled, who you got? Liv Morgan, Stephanie Bakor.
Well, I think that in terms of build, this has been one of the best. That's not saying much, but it has been one of the best WrestleMania builds this year. Now, in terms of the match itself, I think it will be a good match, especially because you have 2 good in-ring competitors in there. And as far as the winner's concerned, I think it's pretty clear that Liv Morgan is winning this. She's one of the most popular female wrestlers in the company, and she has been built to look great during this entire build-up, especially with that music video. I think that's going to be her new entrance theme. I think it's it's pretty obvious. So, with all that in mind, I think, and I did not even know that her family was going to be there, so that just adds to it even more. So, I'm going with Liv Morgan here, and I hope that she has a great championship reign.
All right, appreciate that, Khaled. All right, Liv and Stephanie. Who you got?
Liv.
All right. So looks like everybody's picking Liv so far. All right, Stampede, who you got?
So I find her somewhat annoying, right? But I respect the progress that she's made over the last several years, right? So I'm going with Liv on this one. Plus, Bakur's reign has come off as more of a placeholder instead of a stamp of approval from the people booking, is how I'm kind of viewing this. So, Liv gets her moment.
All right, Stampede. All right, Chris.
So, something that AEW does well that I hope WWE kind of picks up on is that they actually have their champions be fighting champions a lot of the time. So, hopefully, with Liv winning this, they go back to you seeing their champions defending their championships, not just on PLEs or waiting 6 months for the best match out there, that they go back to being actual fighting champions. That being said, I got Liv Morgan, and it won't be done with her and Stephanie right away. I think there'll be a button to tie up everything.
Absolutely. All right, thanks, Chris. All right, for me, you know, I go last, so like I agree with everything that everybody said. You know, had great valid point. You know, it took Liv Morgan's progression phenomenal. It took her three. She's been in almost, I think, like every Royal Rumble for the longest time. I know the last 3 years she's come really close. She finally got that Royal Rumble win. She got the new entrance theme song, the new video. Her parents are gonna be sitting her family's gonna be sitting ringside. This is ultimately going to lead to something with Roxanne. Obviously, I don't think she's got Liv's best intentions. She come into Judgment Day with Finn Balor. But we can have a Liv Roxanne feud in the summer. Liv Raquel, if they want to go that route as well. I'd say that we get a new women's Raw heavyweight champion. I love Stephanie McMahon. Do not get me wrong. She's phenomenal in the ring. But this reign has been absolutely atrocious. And it's not her fault; it's the booking's fault. But I'm going with Liv Morgan, new women's champion, and Liv gets her WrestleMania moment. So, is that a clean sweep or what, Chris?
11-0 clean sweep.
All right. So
or in basketball, an 11-0 skunk.
Perfect. So we're gonna get to the night one main event. Obviously, my favorite wrestler. He definitely commented on my status the other day, and he put a microphone behind it. So I was like, "Whoa, Cody!" But I don't think this should be main event. I am not have no interest in this match whatsoever. I feel like they're ruining the feel to it. But it is the main event of night one. And I'm glad I get to go last so I can hear everybody else's take. WWE hasn't got me convinced of them going another way besides Randy, but we'll see. We got Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed heavyweight championship against Randy Orton, accompanied to the ring by Pat McAfee. I'm gonna start off with Sean. Who do you have and why?
Yeah, so 25 years ago was WrestleMania 17, and it was arguably the most famous heel turn of all time when Austin turned in the main event. And as much as I would love to see them recreate that with Cody Rhodes, they've already spoiled this. They've all but told you that it's going to be Jelly Roll
Nice
and
to
Cody
meet
Rhodes
you.
versus Pat
I'm
McAfee
Zervan.
and Randy Orton. And McAfee has said repeatedly that if Randy Orton loses, he will disappear from WWE. Unfortunately, this doesn't need any interference and any whatsoever. Here's the picture. And
Can you guys hear Sean?
The feed's cutting in and out.
Save us time and money with nutritious meals delivered straight to our door. It takes only 2 minutes to heat up, no preservatives and no seed oil.
I can't hear. Did y'all hear what his pick was? I did.
No, his server's getting nervous. I think he's picking Randy though. I'm pretty sure. He already said because the.
Okay. All right, Caleb. Who you got? Cody or Randy?
I got Randy RKO, the legend. Yeah, so I got the Viper. Win this match. I don't think Cody win this match unless he can hear the voices clearly inside his head, which I don't think is going to happen on WrestleMania. So I think Randy going to win and take the title.
Y'all doing my boy dirty already. All right, Mob Squad. Let's do. Who you got, brother?
Hey, Cody's one of my favorites right now. Randy's one of my favorites all time. I think it's time to stop fluffing that title record. I think that Randy wins this.
All right. Should it? I don't know what just happened. Did I lose somebody?
Gus fell out again.
Sean left. I think.
Yeah, Sean left.
Okay, perfect. All right, now I'm trying to come back. All right. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so you're going with Randy, Michael, right? Okay, perfect. All right, Nitro. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. Who do you got and why?
See, I want to say one thing. At this stage of WrestleMania, the grand stage of them all, we have seen stories finish not once but twice. We have seen legacies broken. We have seen people turn heel for no reason. We have seen so many things happen at WrestleMania, but we haven't seen one guy yet to, quote, save the industry, let alone the business. No one had to try to save the business before. So, even though we don't give a crap about him being teamed up with a podcaster, which is kind of funny me saying that on a podcast. But yeah, even though no one likes him being teamed up with Pat McAfee, and let me just say one thing about Pat McAfee real quick. One thing I do like and appreciate about Pat McAfee is he's actually getting legitimately heel heat. Like, he's actually getting real hatred. He's like, people like loathe to hate Pat McAfee, and the fact that, like, yeah, people like don't want him in wrestling, let alone be a part of the main event. The fact that people actually hate him, it's a good thing in my opinion, because yeah, Pat McAfee is playing a heel. He's supposed to be the bad guy. And I said this before on Twitter, but majority of today's like modern heels, a lot of wrestling fans just love to cheer and pop for the heels.
Welcome,
and in my
Chocolate
opinion, when you have someone cheering and popping for the heels, that doesn't really sound like a bad guy to me. If anything, maybe a tweener. But I don't know. I'm glad we have some resemblance of a bad guy that people actually just hate just to hate him. And they're actually booing him. And no one cheering for this guy. So for that fact alone, I think Pat McAfee is doing a job and playing its part as a heel. Is the fact that he has everybody hating him. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go with Randy grabbing 15.
Okay, the comment part got Carlos. Michael has Cody because I need Cody to retain for one reason so he can align with The Rock, who I think should help him, and then have Cody turn heel and we finally get Homelander Cody. I want a surprise at the end. So Michael is going with Cody Rhodes. All right, Carlos, you're up. Who you got and why?
Since Cody Rhodes won this title at WrestleMania 40, I've been wanting this feud honestly ever since he came back to WWE. Randy Orton is my GOAT. Like, again, up there with Miz. I mean, Randy's one of my favorites. I want Randy to beat John Cena's record, honestly, because Randy never left. He's been there the whole time. I think he should. It's time for him to get number 15. I think Cody needs to stay away from the world title for a year unless he wants to turn heel. I think he needs to have some feuds not revolving around the title. I love Cody Rhodes. I'm not a Cody hater at all, but it's Randy's time. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cody go to Raw either. I think they need to do a draft. I think Netflix has wanted him since they first got WWE. I wouldn't be surprised to see him move to Raw, but Randy's taking this title. And I see cut to Jelly Roll on Friday. I think Pat attacks Jelly Roll. That distracts Cody, and that's how Randy gets the win. You'll see Jelly Roll on Friday. I'm so sorry, Cody. I'm so sorry. That'll be your Friday Night SmackDown opening scene.
All right, thanks, Carlos. All right, Callo, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, who you got?
First of all, Carlos, did I just hear you say that Randy Orton is one of your favorites among The Miz? You have The Miz in your favorites? Did I hear that correctly?
I'm a kid who grew up with MTV, dude. I've literally grown up with The Miz. I love The Miz. He's underrated.
Wait, we're
Roll No Miz slander.
Yeah. Hey, we're Real World kids. We grew up with Real World.
Exactly, we're Real World kids. He's literally seeing one of my fellow favorite people like become a wrestler. Like I've literally grown up with it.
Okay, I'm not gonna comment.
I'm a Real World kid, but I'm not a fan of The Miz.
See, be like Mob Squad. But
because you're a hater. That's why.
I don't think you.
When Mike Lozano goes all league, you'll be loving it.
First, anyway, so this doesn't really even matter.
Well, as much as I am a big Cody Rhodes fan, but before they added the whole Pat McAfee thing, I was convinced that Randy was gonna take this because they did the exact same angle they did with John Cena last year. So I told myself, okay, this is gonna be a repeat. However, even with the whole Pat McAfee thing, which I think we can all agree is the worst this decision they've ever made, even with that, I still think that Randy Orton is gonna win this because I think they're noticing that Pat McAfee is getting genuine go away heat. And even though go away heat signifies that you have to stop this, I feel like they're gonna do the most WWE thing ever and lean into that. It's like, oh, you don't like Pat McAfee so much, you want him to go away forever? Okay, he's staying. And you'll see like Pat McAfee and Randy Orton become like the most annoying duo to ever exist in the world of sports and entertainment. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with Randy Orton becoming the new undisputed WWE champion.
I'll be glad when you can get through with this match. This is just this is this match for me. Like I love Pat McAfee what he does for ESPN, but man, they have really just this match didn't need any of this. They had 20 years of story, but it is what it is. So we have everybody, I think, except for Michael in the comments so far with Randy. Lou, who do you got?
As much as I want to see Randy maybe possibly bring back the punt kick, I'd much rather want to see the Homelander Cody, as you had referred to it earlier.
So
I'm also going with Cody.
All right. Oh wow, got a Cody pick. All right, Stampede, who you got?
So, hi, if Pat and Randy are listening, right, the industry's doing just fine. It doesn't need you to save it, right? Just throwing that out there. Pat's not going anywhere. Like, they doubled down on this atrocious angle. So I got Orton for the win. The good that could come out of this is it could put Cody in that fiery babyface chase role because he's in desperate need of some sort of character shift. He's been running the same character since before he got there, the WWE. So, but I think the title flips this weekend.
All right, thank you, Stampede. All right, Chris, Randy, and Cody, who you got?
So I'm gonna get my tinfoil hat on real quick, and I'm gonna sit on Sean's point a second. WrestleMania 17. Leading up to it, Steve Austin wanted to kick the crap out of Vince McMahon. You know, end of the night, he was shaking hands with Vince McMahon. So I think we're gonna have a double turn, and since WWE is notorious for sprinkling out storyline thoughts before they actually become actions, we get a heel Cody lining up with McAfee. Cody, what happens night one is gonna lead into night two. Give me Cody retains, turns heel. McAfee continues to be the annoying mouthpiece we don't want, but I guess TKO and WWE need. And Stampede can give me about an extra minus 10 points after that. But beyond that, yeah, no. I think what happens at main event night one transfers over into night two. We're getting a bigger storyline because of it. So, Cody for the win.
All right, appreciate that, Chris. All right, for me, I'm probably the biggest Cody Rhodes fan on this panel. I am not picking against Cody. I don't care what WWE's putting out there. The man has literally been the workhorse. He does need to go heel. I'm going to say that WWE is either the dumbest company that's walking. They've obviously ruined this main event. They didn't need any, like, I love Pat, but they didn't need Pat involved in this. Cody Randy could have cooked. It was already starting to cook when Randy turned on him. But I do believe, and I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on as well, I do believe we're headed for a WWE versus TKO storyline. So I think either way it goes, whether Cody wins, whether Randy wins or not, Pat McAfee can play this whole I'm with TKO, so I don't have to leave. But I do believe that whatever happens at the end of this WrestleMania is going to lead us into the future storyline for the TKO versus WWE, and obviously into the night 2 main event as well when we get there. Cody dropped the title last year to John Cena in the same fashion. I just can't. I love Randy. I just can't see WWE just spoiling and just giving away that they are going to want to end night 1 with the cliffhanger going into night 2, because if not, what are the fans going to want to tune in for for night 2 if it's just a regular title change? I think something big's happening at the end of night 1. Give me Cody Rhodes to retain. Maybe with Pat McAfee, I don't know. I don't. That's a good point. I don't want Pat with Cody either. But give me Cody to retain. I think they're gonna do the opposite of what they did last year. I think that Randy and Cody are gonna still feud up until SummerSlam. Maybe Randy wins the title from him at SummerSlam. I just don't see them doing the same exact thing they did last year. And if they do, and if Randy does win, which everybody in Vegas, there's like $2 million put on Randy Orton right now on the Vegas book. But if they do Randy winning, look for Cody to stay in the world title picture. He's not going anywhere. And this is obviously going to end up in another Randy versus Cody, where Cody wins the title back again at SummerSlam, which we don't want to see the same Cody John Cena angle from last year. So we got to have something big happen end of night 1. Let's turn Cody. Let's finally pull the trigger on it. I'm going Cody Rhodes to retain end of night 1. Turn it heel, whether it's with The Rock's help or another celebrity or Pat McAfee on Cody. So, Cody Rhodes. So how many of us Cody fans? Chris?
So it was Orton 7.
I didn't pick him, but I'm a Cody fan.
Okay.
Yeah, me
Orton
too, yeah.
7. Orton 7. Cody 4.
All right, perfect. All right, so we're gonna go to night 2.
Quick thing, EVP. You think I could start the next round just so I could run downstairs and grab my pizza?
Absolutely.
And I'll be back for the next one.
Absolutely, brother. All right, so night 2, this is going to be also on ESPN. In my opinion, this match should have been the main event of night 1 because Brock either opens or closes. It definitely has the best build
Incoming
for
at
me,
break.
all the way around at WrestleMania. Even better than, well, I don't know if it's better than Roman Punk, but it's pretty close. Brock Lesnar goes up against the Ruler, and what I feel is going to be the headliner of WrestleMania for years and years and years to come. The Ruler over Femi kicking off night 2 of WrestleMania. Mob Squad. Does WWE do the right thing and have over Femi go over here, or do you think the Beast conquers the Ruler?
All right. Well, I'm gonna say everybody sold me earlier on, the Gunther, even though I went the opposite route because I'm a Seth guy. But for it to make sense for Gunther to go to Brock and retire him, I see why a lot of people would pick Gunther. With that being said, I don't see how it would make sense for Brock Lesnar to start losing steam before you retire him. Brock's going over. I'm gonna say Brock wins.
All right. Wow. Nice. All right, Michael. You gotta go run and get your pizza. You'll definitely have time. So.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right, so that's one for Brock. All right, Sean, I'm gonna kick it back down to you, and we'll get back down to the order as we started night 1. Brock Lesnar over Femi. Who you got?
I got Obafemi. Like, Brock can't lose steam. There's nothing Brock can do, win or lose, that's going to make Brock any less believable. But Brock has clearly sees something in Oba. He's sold for him. They've put Oba through the test. He's passed every single test with flying colors. Brock's clearly motivated, and it's Brock's turn to do for Oba what people like Hogan and Rock did for Brock. Like, he sees it, and him and Paul are smart enough to know when the time is to pull the trigger on the next big thing, quote unquote. So Oba's winning this, and I could see this scenario where it's not even competitive.
All right, thank you, Sean. I'm sorry I didn't get you. I know you picked Randy, but I think your internet was cutting out, so I didn't hear it. We wasn't able to hear what you said, but obviously at the end, if you want to go back and state it. But did you pick Randy?
Oh, I picked Randy because they've kind of already spoiled McAfee and Randy versus Jelly Roll and Cody for Backlash. So
yeah, okay.
With that given, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's a WrestleMania 17 swerve all over again.
Okay. I just you were cutting out, but I figured you were picking Randy, but I wasn't sure. But for that, all right, Caleb. Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, who you got?
I got Obafemi winning. There's nothing that Brock can do can either win or lose. He already have a good career, so I think it's going to be Obafemi. And it's going to be like a 3-minute, 4-minute match.
All right. Thank you, Caleb. All right, we'll go to Mike. All right. Thank you, brother. All right, we're going to go to Michael in the comments. Obafemi needs to win. It's an easy choice. Brock needs to put Oba over. Having Brock win would be ridiculous, running the momentum and turn a lot of people off. Brock do the right thing and have Oba win. So he's going with Oba. Thank you, Michael. All right, Nitro. So, Obafemi, Brock Lesnar, night 1 kickoff, night 2 kickoff. Sorry, who you got?
All right, so I do have a couple points that I want to make before I give my answer. One, this is going to be a hard-hitting but quick match. It's going to be a good match. I've seen some talks online that seeing that this match is opening up on ESPN and it has the eyeballs of ESPN viewers, which we all know ESPN viewers are majority not a lot of wrestling fans. But yeah, it has the eyeballs of the ESPN and just the casual sports fan. And a lot of people know Brock Lesnar by name and, of course, his accolades, not only within wrestling in WWE, but mostly his accolades in the UFC. So I can definitely see ESPN wanting, to pop off night 2 with a big W in Brock Lesnar rides, but I really don't think that's going to do much besides like maybe pop the ratings for like maybe a week, and that's about it. And I don't really think WWE's in dire rating pop. They're in need of selling tickets, but they still have decent ratings, which is kind of funny. They have it completely backwards. But I definitely feel like Oba needs this win. It will solidify Oba as not only the next big thing, but definitely like a dominant force to be reckoned with. And just the fact that, Brock's been selling his ass off for Oba, and he clearly likes Oba. But also, like, WWE creative in general is really high on Oba, and I feel like the creative sees a lot of potential in Oba and maybe making Oba the next King of the Ring and having him challenge for a title at SummerSlam. Who knows? But I definitely feel like a win over Brock will do Oba justice, definitely at WrestleMania. And I could definitely see Oba winning this match.
All right. Appreciate that, Nitro. All right, Carlos, Brock Oba, who you got?
This build-up has been done really well. I want to just tell fans, WWE fans, like, quit letting them lower our standards of what we accept from them, because this whole feud has gone to show, like, when they do it, when they can do it, they no one else does it better than them. Like, as far as building a feud, making it hot. Like, I'm so excited for this match. The way they've done this has been really great. Obafemi is going over in this match. It's time to make a star. Again, like what Sean said, I co-sign. They did it for Brock. It's time for Brock to be for Oba.
Thank you, Carlos, and I 100% agree. All right, Khaled, Oba, and Brock, who you got?
Well, to piggyback off everyone else's point, the feud for this match has been fantastic, and it really goes to show you really don't need anything extravagantic to like make like a great feud. This has been so simple. Like when you really think about it, and when you compare it to the rest of the feuds on the Mania card, this is probably the simplest feud on the card, and it's still the greatest. Like every time these two are in the ring together, we eat it up. And I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen at WrestleMania. It's going to be a very hard hitting match, which I always like to see. And I feel like, again, to piggyback, I think it's Oba's time. I feel like they could go the way of having Brock win, but like what you said, I don't know who said it here, but like with the first hour on ESPN, having very casual viewers who know Brock Lesnar but don't know Obafemi, this could be a perfect chance to have Brock Lesnar showcase what Obafemi is all about if they haven't seen the lead up to this match. So I'm going Obafemi here, and I think this is going to be his star-making match.
All right. Appreciate that, Khaled. All right, Lou, Brock and Oba, who you got?
Oba. Honestly, you'd have to be clinically insane to even think of the idea of stopping the monstrous momentum that Oba has currently. So I'm going with Oba.
All right. Thank you, Lou. All right, Stampede, Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, who you got?
Well, I mean, considering Brock's recent history, both in and out of the ring, like he's proven to be about as bulletproof and Teflon with the WWE fan base as a wrestler that any wrestler can be, right? So like a loss here doesn't hurt him in their eyes, right? So this should be an easy layup 8 to 9 minute win for Obafemi. I don't think it's a very long match though. Like I said, probably 8-9 minutes would be my guess.
Yeah, Brock doesn't go very long, and he opens or closes, and he gets back on that jet and flies back to Saskatchewan. Yeah. All right, thank you, Stampede. All right, Chris, who you got?
So
Brock sweats when he comes down to the ring, by the way. Like he sometimes sweats when he comes down to the ring.
Yeah, he does.
So Stampede, we like to call him the WrestlePedia Stampede of Tanica. I'm workshopping the name there, Stampede. WrestleMania 19. Yes, we got Brock Lesnar as the 2002 King of the Ring, and he eventually went on to beat Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at SummerSlam. But the graduation moment wasn't those two moments. It was that match against Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 19. Brock Lesnar is going to be Obafemi's Kurt Angle. He's going to put over Obafemi. It's going to be 10, maybe 12 minutes. As you could see on Monday, when Oba was spouting off at Paul, you saw Paul biting his lip, trying to keep an angry face, but you know he was proud when Oba cut that promo. It was perfect for the moment. So I'm almost certain that it's going to be, other than the man on the island down there, Mob, all Obafemi.
All right.
I hope you're right.
So for me, I have to steal a quote from Jason Solomonster, who I have a ton of respect for. He has a huge podcast, huge following. I watch the show The Sound Off. If you guys have never watched it, definitely tune in. He also has a show on Ariel Helwani that he just started up. I think he has 10 episodes in. I heard him say this the other night, so I'm going to piggyback off what he said. WWE has, for just this particular match, done everything right. There was a report that went out about six to 8 weeks ago that Brock Lesnar wasn't going to put anybody over, and that he didn't want to lose to the retirement match. At the end of the day, WWE has done everything right. They just have to put that final stamp on this at WrestleMania 42, and that final stamp is the ruler of Obafemi. He has to win here. Brock's put people over in the past. He did it for Cody, several other people. It's not gonna hurt Brock to lose. He's obviously Gonna get back on that plane, fly back to Saskatchewan, start hunting down buffaloes and everything else he loves to do. He's Brock Lesnar at the end of the day. He'll be back in the summertime to set up his feud with Gunther, but Obafemi is the future. He is gonna be headlining WrestleMania for years and years to come. So this is the best way to start. Like I don't think that this match is even going to be close. I think Ova dominates him. I agree with Stampede. I don't think this match goes over 8 minutes. Give me Obafemi to kick off WrestleMania Night 2 and get the crowd excited as Obafemi beats Brock Lesnar. So
I admire the fact all of y'all believe the WWE just makes all these right decisions. I'm gonna enjoy to see how this goes.
So we can't have Brock in the match too long because I sent a Bigfoot to Saskatchewan.
Check out the Pando Pet Cafe to play with.
Yeah, but Brock doesn't like to leave Saskatchewan too much, so you know.
He will when he sees that Bigfoot.
Yeah, and when he gets that $5 million paycheck to come wrestle for 9 minutes.
If you sent the Yeti to the Bigfoot, then why is my Jackalope going to get to Saskatchewan before your Yeti though?
I might already be there.
Everybody's going to Saskatchewan. All right, so what was the final count? Was it 10-1?
Mob is the one on the island for this pick.
Okay, perfect.
A few of these, I'm trying to do the reverse jinx. Don't mind me. I hope
okay.
Oba takes it.
We love you. We love you no matter what.
Mob is on the island of sweating coming down to the ring.
So
Mob having bad takes is nothing new, guys. He's being on brand.
I mean, I learned from the best.
For me, the second match, going into night 2, I feel like is going to steal the show. I like that they're also putting this match on ESPN to get the new viewers' eyes in it. This is going to be for the Intercontinental Championship on Raw. Penta's been champion for a little over close to 2 months, maybe close to 2 months now. He's going to be defending the title against the young OG, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and the all of a sudden healed legend Rey Mysterio in a 6-pack ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. That's absolutely going to be a banger. I'm gonna go back to the normal routine so I can keep everything in order. If you're good now, Mob Squad, I'm gonna start with Sean. Who do you have in the 6-pack ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship and why?
I've got Javon Evans. This is his crowning moment. They love the kid. He flies out of nowhere. He's gonna do some sort of cutter off a fucking ladder that's gonna leave people going, "Oh my god, how did he do that?" And it's just they're gonna put on a show. This is gonna be an excellent match. But yeah, this is Javon Evans' crowning moment. Penta doesn't need to win here, and the rest of them, they've been there, done that. So they're gonna give it to Javon Evans here.
All right, thank you, Sean. All right, Caleb. 6-pack ladder match. Who you got and why?
I got Cero Miedo. Penta got winning that match. I do not see Javon winning that title. He is good. I like the kid, but don't get me wrong, but I think Penta retaining that title.
All right. So you got Penta with the retain. We got Michael here in the comments, says it's a tough choice for me. It's between Rusev and Javon Evans. Evans has a rocket ship, while Rusev is finally back on TV and finally back in Mania after a while. I'm sorry, but it's a tie for me. All right, well, that's fine.
Caleb, you forgot to say Viva Mexico after your pick.
If we have a tiebreaker, then you can break the tie. Thank you, Michael. All right, I'm gonna go to Mob Squad. 6-pack ladder match. I think it's gonna be the best match of the night by far. Who do you got and why?
I think this is definitely probably be the most entertaining match of the night when it comes to wrestling and just big spots. But just by eliminating people, I mean, Rey Mysterio is my #1 GOAT all time. There's no way I see him winning this. I don't see Rusev winning. I don't see Dragon Lee. I don't see JD McDonough. So that leaves me with 2 of them. And I'm gonna say Penta retains. I don't think that they give it to Javon yet. I think Penta retain. I'm looking at a Mexican destroyer, maybe through a ladder or off a ladder, and hopefully no one's ankle ends up twisting around. But I think Penta retains it.
All right, thank you, Michael. All right, Nitro, 6-pack ladder match for the Intercontinental title. Who you got?
Take us inside the pivotal events that shape the movement, from courtrooms to classrooms, from sit-ins to marches.
You're on mute. You're muted, buddy.
Told with context, clarity, and care.
You're muted.
Hey, can you hear me now? Hello?
Yep, you're good.
All right, sorry about that. So, I will say I have a couple things to say. Right off the bat, it's nice that we're getting this type of showcase match and stipulation match on the 3-hour block of WrestleMania. I feel like this is a good match to get, obviously returning fans, but also new fans' eyeballs on a stipulation, and also just like obviously a crazy match to witness. Like every ladder match in WWE so far has been a banger or a showstopper. I don't I think this one's gonna be a showstopper as well. The entire match is stacked. It's a stacked card for this match. We have Ray, which Ray is definitely my all-time favorite. He's not my current day favorite. My current day favorite is coming up later in the card or any main events. But yeah, Ray's definitely my all-time favorite. I love Ray. You got Penta in there. You got Javon in there. You got Rusev. You got JD McDonough. You got who else is in there? I forgot. But I mean, this overall, it's a stacked ladder match. That's what I'm saying. And obviously, there's going to be some crazy spots that happen in the match. There's going to be a lot of, high flying because you got a lot of high flyers in that match. I will say, even though I feel like it'd be nice to have Javon winning on Mania stage, I just feel like he'll get his win later on. I feel like maybe late around SummerSlam will be a good time for Javon to win. And I just ultimately seeing Penta retaining, even though it's stacked against Penta, and there's 5 other people that wants the title in the match with Penta, so it's definitely gonna be a hard fought for him. But I just feel like it's too early for him to lose the title, and I feel like this is like his third title, his third time defending the title. So I feel like, for his third title defense, he definitely need to retain some way, somehow. But in either or, it's going to be a nutty ladder match. Again, like I said, every ladder match in WWE has been spectacular. And I expect the same amount of quality from this one. But yeah, definitely Penta retaining.
Thank you, Nitro. All right, Carlos, who you got?
One of Triple H's most not so flattering nicknames is Triple K, because they say he doesn't book black talent very well. I feel like he feels like his legacy's coming to an end. With that being said, I think that we'll see, and spoiler alert, I think we'll see the 3 new people coming up from NXT will be victorious on WrestleMania Sunday. With that being said, Javon Evans walking out the Unification.
All right, thank you, Carlos. All right, Khaled, who you got?
Well, since Jericho's coming up next, this is the only time I can say to Stampede. Hi, guys.
Oh, God.
Hi.
Love it.
Well,
you just made the list, Khaled.
Different list.
Hi, guys. Hi.
Put my name on the top. Put my name at the top of the list. But just like I said earlier with Obafemi, because this match will take place in the first hour of ESPN, so of course you're putting in a lot of casual people on that watch list. This gives them the perfect opportunity to give a showcase to Javon Evans, because he is the future. I mean, he's very young, super talented, has the world ahead of him. The world is his oyster. So I feel like they're missing a big chance by not having him as the walking out as the new champion. And history has shown that when it comes to WrestleMania Intercontinental Championship ladder matches, there not have been many of them, but the few that there have been, almost every time someone walks out a new champion. So I think the tradition continues with this one, and for a good reason. So I'm gonna go with Javon Evans here. They better not screw this up.
All right. Thank you. All right, Lou, you're up.
What's the match again?
The 6-pack Intercontinental title match: Penta versus Vaughn Evans versus JD McDonough versus Rusev versus Dragon Lee. Versus, yeah, I think that's all of them. Versus Rey Mysterio.
I can also see Penta returning. Just to add on to what Mob Squad was saying about the ladder spot with the Mexican Destroyer. That's not the first time he's done a spot like that either. And somewhere else, he's done a spot like that in a ladder match. So it would be kind of cool to see that, and it would probably be one of those highlight of the night moments. Another one would probably be the super cutter that Javon would do off the ladder, like someone else had mentioned previously. So with that being said, my vote goes to returning.
All right. Thanks, Lou. All right, Stampede, who you got in the ladder match and why?
So this will be Penta's 6th title defense, actually. He's been quite active with the title since he's won it. I think Penta has also done all he has needed to do with the IC title, both in WWE and AAA, especially with his recent match with Vikingo. So I think it's time for him to reunite with Brother Ray, right? Help rejuvenate that tag team division. And like Adam Bald Pierce said, Ray is getting what he deserves. And I think that is going to be that title.
Wow.
And I think that eventually leads Ray back to Dom.
Wow, nice. Stampede is going with Rey Mysterio. I mean, it's a definitely. I mean, I can see it now that he said it. I definitely did not even think about that. So good take, good take. For sure. All right, Chris, who you got and why?
Man, I don't know how you can compete with Stampede after that take. Holy crap.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was good. I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on here. We're in Vegas, baby.
All right.
There's never an even number in Vegas when you're calling for Lady Luck. And I'd like to piggyback off of what Stampede said about Penta. I think Penta is heading to what was it? No, the AAA event in May. I think Vikingo gets added to the match on WrestleMania Sunday during the countdown. I think that's where you steer Penta and you give Vikingo the rub, that everything else. As far as the winner is concerned, though, give it to the young OG. I mean, he's gonna be the youngest of everything at some point in his career in WWE. And I don't believe there's been an Intercontinental Champion younger than him. I mean, I might be wrong in regards to Randy, but beyond that, Javon Evans got my pick. But I like what Stampede said. If they're going to eventually steer towards Ray's retirement and being unmasked, Dom being jealous of his dad and that being the stipulation, mask versus hair and title, I'm gonna go with Javon.
All right. For me, like I said, this is gonna be match of the night. By far, I agree with a lot of things that everybody said, especially what Stampede said. Penta has 6 title defenses defended over in AAA. He's phenomenal. He's been great with the title, defending it more than Dirty Dom did the whole time he had the both reigns, I believe. But I'm staying NXT strong. You guys know I'm a big fan of the NXT product, and I agree with what Carlos said. I don't think Triple H is head of creative in the next 12 to 18 months. I think Brian Guerrero is the Rock Strider is going to be coming in and taking his spot. So I do believe that Triple H is going to pull the trigger on all three of the NXT talent that has came up to the main roster. So I do believe that we are going to see a new champion. I love the Rey Mysterio pick, and it definitely has me second guessing, but I'm going to stay NXT strong, and I think that Dirty Dom and Rey can still do a retirement match, Mask versus Hair. I don't know if they put the title on Rey. They could. I'm gonna stay NXT strong, and I'm gonna go with Javon Evans to walk out of WrestleMania and be the new Intercontinental Champion. So, what was the count on that, Chris? Because I know that was kind of bunched up.
So Javon 5, Penta 4, Ray 1. If we factor in Michael's abstention, essentially, because there was no definitive pick. It's Javon, but something to factor into this is the fact that you have legs everything around here, and something you were saying about Brian Gewirtz.
Yeah.
This morning on X, if people pay as notorious attention as I like to, Brian
Check out the
Gewirtz
Pando
sent
Pet Cafe
a
to play with me.
thread, Instagram hint there, to Danhausen about uncursing the Mets. I think Gewirtz is already sitting in creative. He's working with a certain somebody. And you got Ed Koski, you got Paul Heyman. You've got a huge brain trust. As long as you get rid of Michael Hayes and Pritchard, you're gold. But yeah, I have a feeling that we're already seeing Gewirtz's fingers on things.
Yeah, could be. I do think he's headed for the top position. So I did see that as well, Chris. So thank you. All right, so I don't have the match order, so I'm just gonna go. I'll take what I have from Wikipedia. We're gonna go to the Women's SmackDown Championship match, which I don't think is gonna be third. I do believe it's probably gonna be before Roman and Punk. But we're gonna go ahead and predict it now. Jade Cargill is defending the SmackDown Women's Championship
Incoming ad
against
break.
the Eradicator. Miss Netflix is what I like to call her. Rhea Ripley. I'm gonna start with you, Sean, and work my way around.
So, you just said it, Miss Netflix. She's not beating Jade Cargill because they're not losing her from Netflix. As much as I would love to see Rhea Ripley go to SmackDown and get away from Raw, so I don't have to watch her every week. I mean, it's not happening. Netflix is not gonna put up with. They're not gonna tolerate Rhea going over to USA and SmackDown. And I think they're dead set on Bianca versus Jade whenever Bianca's healed. So I think, unfortunately, Jade is going to hold on to this until Bianca's healed.
All right, thank you, Sean. All right, Caleb, Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley, who you got?
I got going a bit, but I'll go with Rhea. I think she's gonna win that match, definitely for sure. And I think she's definitely gonna win that match for sure. But I gotta go right now. I'll put in the chat for my rest of my prediction though.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got Rhea win that match. I don't see her losing. I want her off Raw. I want to be on SmackDown and take Io with her.
All right. I appreciate you, Caleb.
All right, appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. All right, so I believe he picked Rhea. All right, so we're gonna go to Michael in the comments. He wants Jay to retain because, in my opinion, having Rhea win would destroy her momentum in this Besaton she has with B-Fab Meechin faction. Sorry, with B-Fab Meechin would be nothing. Also, Netflix cannot lose Ripley to SmackDown, so he picking Jade. All right, so I'm gonna with Panda had to go, so I'm just gonna kind of go in the order that I see. I'm gonna go next to Mob Squad. Um, Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley. Who you got?
I'll be pretty short with this. Rhea's already made. She don't need this. I think this is really about getting Jade to show she could put on a good match. I think Rhea's gonna probably try to protect her and give her one of the best matches she's done. But this title reign is more about getting her there while she has the belt. I don't see cutting her short right now, especially when they've been protecting her. So hopefully she's been putting that work in. She comes out, puts out a banger match. But I definitely believe that she's gonna win this. I got Jay.
All right, so Jade Cargill. All right, Nitro. Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley. Who you got?
See, even though I would like to see Rhea win, we had to keep in mind in like the past WrestleMania, this is like what, 35 seeds won championships. She's when she won the NXT championship, she won the SmackDown championship, she won the World Heavyweight Championship a couple times, she won the tag belts a couple times. So she's been winning belts the past WrestleManias that she main evented. Again, it would be nice for her to become the new WWE Women Champion, just because the current Jade Cargill reign has been lackluster, especially if you compare Jade Cargill's WWE reign to her reigns from other places. Especially when it comes to holding title belts. I don't know. I feel like they could have done a lot more with her title reign to elevate it and make it better. But like other people have said, I think Mob was the one that brought it up. Being this reign is just really to build up Jade Cargill, and maybe down the line in the future she'll have better title opportunities and better title reigns. And also, like everybody else has said so far, probably have Jade Cargill beat Rhea, because yeah, it's on WrestleMania, so that's good in the first place, and that gives Jade Cargill some momentum. But also, just giving Jade a win over Rhea will, I wouldn't say necessarily fix her title reign completely, but it will definitely add a boost in her title reign, and add a boost in Jade Cargill's rankings and stocks within the women's division. So I'm going to say Jade Cargill retains against Rhea.
Thank you, Nitro. All right, Carlos. Jade and Rhea, who you got?
This will make Sean happy, because for all the reasons that everyone else already said, I originally had Rhea Ripley, but I was listening to WrestleVotes the other day, and they mentioned the word there might be a draft. So with that being said, I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley to win the match. She'll be a new WWE Women's Champion, and I think that she'll either be drafted back to Raw with that title, or they'll compensate Netflix with somebody else. But Rhea Ripley's going to win that match.
All right, Khaled, who you got?
I hope nobody has mentioned this until now, because AEW is blasting on my ears. So Will Ospreay's on. I have to watch it. But as far as this match is concerned, obviously the build up to it has been bad, like very, very bad, and I think the match itself is going to be pretty mediocre. As even though Rhea Ripley is one of the best in ring, like I think it's safe to say Jade Cargill is definitely not on her level. But there is a certain factor that Jade Cargill has that gives her a big advantage, and that is her new in quotes and quotation faction. Apparently, she's doing something with Mia Yim and BFAB, and I think that's a cause for interference in this match, which I really don't want to happen, but I have a good idea that it's probably going to happen. So just by that alone, I'm going with Jade Cargill, though I really hope Rhea Ripley wins this match, but I think Jade Cargill's taking it.
All right, thank you, Khaled. All right, Lou, Rhea Ripley and Jade, who you got?
I have Jade winning. I don't. Nothing Rhea does to me, at least, is of interest. Also, to borrow Chris's terminology, this is a Jade's graduation match.
All right, thank you, Lou. All right, appreciate it, brother. All right, Stampede, your favorite, Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. Who you got?
Seeing as how Wendy Richter has dodged Toni Storm for the last 2+ years, they could have dusted her off, right, and put her in this match, and I would pick Wendy Richter to beat Jade Cargill. That's how bad this title reign has been, right? Like, get the title on Rhea, start fixing your women's division on SmackDown, because Jade is not the woman to do that, and she has proven that. So,
all right, love it.
Rhea for the win, or Wendy Richter, either or.
Love the concept there with Wendy Richter, obviously. Thank you, Stampede, as always. All right, Chris, who you got, Rhea or Jade?
I'm going to be minus 35 on point taken by the time that this airs. I hate to go against Stampede. I do. I really do. I love you, Stampede. You're the man. Like I said,
Canada doesn't give out brownie points, Chris.
Hey, Mom. I was going to give you brownie points later, but...
You're going Wendy Richter, too? Excellent.
I wanted to go Wendy Richter, but I was thinking Leilani Kai. You know, if we're going to harken back to the old days, Leilani Kai for the win. No, this is Jade's graduation match, and people don't just beat Rhea, they survive Rhea. Rhea has shown through WrestleManias in the past that she is a pretty effective ring general. Now, she's had really good dance partners, too. But if anybody right now can show Jade how to lead a match, it would be Rhea. Yeah, because they've teased Charlotte. They went away from that idea of Charlotte. Give me Jade to win, because I think we're going to button up Rhea Liv on Raw before they move Liv against Raquel and Roxanne.
All right, thank you, Chris.
I'll put it in perspective like this. Rhea could leave WWE and go to Stardom and fit right in and not miss a beat. Jade could leave WWE and go to Evolve and fit right in. There's the difference.
I'm not going to argue with that. As much as this pains for me to say, obviously I am a Rhea Ripley fan.
Disrespect to Evolve.
I have to go back to the analytics and facts that I know. When WWE signed with Netflix to be on Netflix or Raw, Netflix was very adamant about having certain superstars on that program, and Rhea Ripley was one of the top names mentioned in the whole contract with Netflix. So, you know, I believe, like what Chris said, I do believe WWE pivoted from, I think the match, I do really truly think the match was supposed to be Jade Charlotte, and I think they pivoted just to give Jade a bigger win, so to speak. I mean, they put her in this Baddie 2.0 faction. I've stated on multiple shows on Sunday, and obviously in the chats and stuff like that. The only way I can see Rhea Ripley winning this match, truthfully, is if Bianca Belair shows up. Obviously, I think Io Sky maybe plays a factor because she's not on the card, so they gotta have her in the match or maybe in her corner. The only way I can see Rhea winning this is if Bianca Belair is a surprise show up, which there's a lot of rumblings going on about that. I'm not going to really go into that right now because somebody might be watching. So, but yeah, I'm going to just stick with my guns and what I originally picked. They formed this Betty 2.0. I think Jade Cargill holds the title to SummerSlam or whenever Bianca's ready, which she could show up at WrestleMania. If she does, heard it here first. But I'm going Jade Cargill as much as it pains me. Rhea is going back to Netflix on Raw. Her and Io is going to be over there. Io could turn. Hell, I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing out crazy stuff. Io could turn on Rhea. We never got that Rhea win over Io. So I don't see Rhea staying on SmackDown. I don't. So give me Jade Cargill, unfortunately, to retain against Rhea Ripley. So what we have a count? What was the count on that, Chris?
8-3 Cargill.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Well, we're moving on, guys. We got 3 matches left. For the United States Championship, which just happened a few weeks ago, and I'm not really happy about Carmelo Hayes being left off this match. I guess he still could be added. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think Trick and Carmelo is the play for the summer. But Sami Zayn is defending the United States title against Trick Williams. I'm going to start with Sean. Who do you got and why?
Yeah, so I've gone back and forth on this one, and I'm going to go with the unpopular pick. I got Sami Zayn via heel turn. They've been teasing it for a while now. I think Sami Zayn gets himself disqualified, keeps the belt, and Trick takes it off
Nice
him
to meet you.
at
I'm Zerva.
Backlash or a PLE down the road. But it's going to be a great match. I just think Sami's turning heel, and he's going to cheat to win.
All right, thanks, Sean. All right, Caleb is back in the comments now, and he said he has Trick Williams. So you're gonna put that down, Chris. Caleb,
I got them both.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Mob Squad, you're up. Sami Zayn or Trick Williams?
I mean, I know it's probably, say, by their standards, a little bit too early to give all these NXT call-ups their WrestleMania moment. But I think that Trick gets his. Do the right thing. I feel like Trick's gonna beat Sami today.
All right, thank you, Michael.
Oh,
all right,
today,
Nitro.
Match, excuse me.
Sunday. Yeah. Appreciate you, brother. All right, Nitro. Trick and Sami, who you got?
I do want to say I feel like this match between Trick and Sami would have benefited. It would have benefited if they added Carmella in the match and had a triple threat with Melo, Trick, and Sami. I just feel like a triple threat just makes more sense for this match. Maybe even a fatal 4-way if you add Ilya Dragunov. That would even make sense. But seeing that we only got Trick and Sami, I definitely see this match going to Trick. Just because I feel like the win will benefit him more than Sami taking the win. Sami's had multiple, United States Championship wins in the past. He's had multiple Mania wins in the past. He even had a win in the main event at Mania. So I feel like it just makes a lot of sense for Trick to get the win over Sami. And I feel like it will add some, good elevation and and momentum to Trick for beating Sami at Mania, seeing Sami's prior Mania main eventer and winner at Mania in the main event. Also, I just want to like to add, I do kind of agree with the heel turn on Sami. Like Son said, maybe not by a DQ. Maybe like after Trick wins, Sami gets so pissed off that he hits Trick with the belt, and that triggers a heel turn of some kind. I feel like heel Sami is something that needs to be back on screen, and they could definitely dive further into his character as a heel. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Trick definitely needs this win.
All right, thank you, Nitro. All right, Carlos, Sammy, Trick, who you got?
I'll just say I wish it was a fatal four with Dragunov and with Trick. I think they deserved to both be on the show. Um, I also think Solo should have been on here with the MFTs versus Wyatt. I don't want to see that match, but they've been telling that show. They've been telling that story for 6 months. But I think it's gonna be a double turn. Like I said earlier, all three of the guys from NXT are gonna win. Trick Williams walking out the United States champion.
All right, thank you, Carlos. NXT strong. All right, Kala, who you got?
Well, it's very upsetting to see what's happened with the situation with Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov, the fact that they couldn't be on the show, because I would have loved to see that as a triple threat or fatal four-way. But regardless, I think it's time, and I think it will be time for Trick Williams to win the U.S. Championship, because I feel like it's pretty hard to avoid the boost to Sami Zayn, and Trick is mega over right now, and I feel like you don't want to not only do you not want to, I think it's pretty much impossible to go against that kind of popularity. So I mean, unless you want to get massive heat from the entire fan base, which I don't think they want. So with that logic alone, I'm going to go with Trick Williams winning the U.S. Championship, and hopefully that it will lead to a Sami heel turn, because I feel like that's what he needs right now. Even though I love Sami Zayn as a babyface, but I feel like it's time for a Sami heel turn.
All right, appreciate that. All right, Lou, Trick and Sammy, who you got?
Anything to get that belt off of Sammy. At this point, I'm just annoyed anytime he comes on the screen. There's no real point. No, just get the belt off him. I'm going with Trick.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Lou. All right, Stampede, you're up.
This whole situation annoys me a lot. Right? Like, they had a guy that carried SmackDown for 3 months, and he did it with his in-ring work at a consistently high level that elevated that title each and every week. They're going to take all that and undo it by putting the title on Trick because of a catchphrase, right? And the guy that did all that hard work, he's not even on the card anywhere to be found, or even in the match. But Trick will win.
Thank you. I agree. I'm not happy about Carmelo being left off either, at all. But and I failed to mention Trick Williams is being accompanied by another celebrity, Lil Yachty. Will be at ringside with Trick. So, all right. I mean, WWE loves celebrities. TKO loves celebrities. Let me rephrase
We got to
that.
get Wayne Newton involved somehow to take the Liberace spot from back in the
Yeah,
day.
I did like forget to mention. I mean, we could see Tom Brady have like he may get involved in the Logan Paul match. Like, you never know. Like, he's part owner of the Raiders. Him and Logan had a lot of beef. People are talking crazy about.
He could hit him over the head with a deflated football.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what's gonna happen with all these celebrities. So,
So,
all right.
Real quick before my pick, sir, Lou had something to add to this.
Okay, go ahead.
During Melo's U.S. title reign, I mentioned a couple times Melo at some point should bring back the best of 7 series that he used to do. All right, not that he did it often, but I would have loved to have seen it more often while he was champion, because the last time he had like a best of 7 series was with Andrade some years ago, and I would have loved to seen that with Dragunov.
Yeah, I agree.
But, I was just going to say, I don't know if he would have had time for a best of 7. Like, he defended 9 times in like 100 days.
Yeah.
Like, he was going nonstop. Like if there was a defense every week. That's what I was saying. Like, it elevated that title, and at the level of the matches that he was doing. Like they weren't just throwaway matches. You took notice, right?
Yeah.
I agree. All right,
Yeah, Dragunov, great.
Chris, before I go to you, I'll pull up Michael's pick from the screen. Easy pick, Trick Williams wins. We get a double turn. Trick is getting popular and beating a former main eventer. Will boost Trick popularity. Trick for the win. Then mellow Trick at SummerSlam. All right, so he's going with Trick. All right, Chris, who you got?
Hey, Sean, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So you're no longer on the island by yourself, buddy.
Sweet.
This is where I see this going. We did not include Ilya and Melo in this match, correct?
No, I don't think so. Unless they get out of Friday, but
I think
Because that makes it no DQ.
Yeah, but do you see potentially where I'm going with this? Sammy retains. Ilya interferes, turns heel. We get Trick to run out, save, or Melo to come out, run out, save Trick, return to the Trick Melo gang. Pure cinema, right there.
love it, love it. So you're going with Sammy?
Yes, I'm going with Sammy. Very devil's advocately, but Sammy.
All right. So for me, I'm gonna stay NXT strong. I do believe that Trick being accompanied by Lil Yachty, he is super early with the fans. I do think we're getting a turn though from Sammy. I just think it probably happens after the match. And ultimately, I hate it that Carmelo is not gonna be in this match or Dragunov. I think that would have been the best move, a fatal 4-way. But I'm going with Trick. I'm staying NXT strong. I think he wins the U.S. title. Ultimately, Sammy goes heel because I think Sammy's going to be chasing the world title heading into the next year. They're telling that story of the Cody whole WrestleMania 40 thing with him all over again, or it seems like they are. But I'm going to go with Trick, and I think I do agree with Michael in the comments. I think we get Trick Carmelo at SummerSlam. I think it's a summer feud with Trick and Carmelo. So I'm going Trick. So what was the final count on that, Chris?
9-2 Trick.
9-2 Trick. All right. So we got
real quick. Caleb, if you can in the comments, let me know what your final two picks for the Mysterio, Balor, and Punk Roman are, so I can just go ahead and input them.
Okay. All right. So WWE did not waste any time.
Dominic and Roman. I can tell you right now, Dominic and Roman were his picks.
Gotcha.
So WWE did not waste any time with revealing that the demon was coming out. Obviously, something I talked about on Scoops about 7 or 8 weeks ago that we were going to see that. WWE went ahead and spoiled it. They didn't waste no time. No surprise. But we're getting the Demon Finn Balor against Dirty Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania. Sean, who you got?
I got the Demon. There's no way that they're going to let Edge and company ruin the Demon a second time. It's too big of a deal. I like how they listen to Finn, because Finn has stated frustrations in the past with how the Demon only came out when Finn wasn't enough. Now they're just going straight to the Demon. He's like, I know, enough's enough. I made you, so now I got to destroy you. And yeah, this is probably not a one-off, but the Demon is winning this.
All right. Mob Squad, who you got?
I gotta disagree. They haven't, ever since maybe NXT in that first match when he came up, the Demon has been a shit show. I have no faith in that ever since that lights out body jerking moment, and then you still lost anyways. It's like, I just can't get behind it. So I'm gonna say that Dom wins, and they still haven't figured out how to use the Demon on the main roster.
All right. Interesting take. Thank you, Michael. All right, Nitro. Demon Finn Balor versus Dom.
I will say two things about this match. One, I kind of wish WWE didn't spoil the surprise of the Demon Finn the Demon Finn Balor coming back. Granted, we kind of saw it coming, and they kind of teased it for a little bit that Demon Finn Balor was going to come back at Mania. And also, speaking about Demon Finn Balor, the last time, the last two times we saw him, he lost with that gimmick. He lost against Edge in the Hell in Cell match, and he also lost against Roman in the most, in my opinion, to this day, the most doesn't make sense, unserious, totally dumb, silly, funny, goofy way. Where just the ring collapsed, everything vanished. 1, 2, 3. It was just terrible. I feel like that sort of never happened, and I feel like we sort of got a explanation, but we never got an explanation.
Check out the Pet Cafe.
So yeah, I definitely see Demon Finn Balor picking up the W in this match against Dominic Mysterio. I would say also, I kind of wish this match was for a title. Granted, Dominic lost the IC belt. It's now on Penta. Penta had his match. But, maybe at least for the AAA championship. Granted, does the AAA belt need to be defended at Mania? Probably not. It might raise the prestige of that belt, but at the same time, that belt has its own lineage. It has its own prestige. It has its own, company. So, I don't know. I would like to see this match for a title, but we're not getting it for a title. But I'm still going with Demon Finn Balor.
All right, thank you, Nitro. All right, Carlos, who you got?
In honor of Jim Ross, my Latino tribal chief is about to go to the woodshed. He's going to get his ass kicked. Demon Balor winning this match.
Love it. Thank you, Carlos. All right, Calla. Demon Finn against Dirty Dom. Who you got?
Yeah, there's no way, right? I mean, I'm happy the Demon's back, and I hope he actually gets the opportunity. I hope Finn Balor gets the opportunity to use the Demon more often, because it's a great gimmick, and I really think that there's missed potential with it, especially on the main roster. And yeah, I think they're gonna go with the squash match route here. And if they don't, then either way, Balor's gonna win this, and I really hope the Demon gets his credibility back.
All right, thanks, Calla. Go to the comments really quick for Michael. Finn needs to win because it will make up for him losing at Mania 39 to Edge. Thanks, Vince. And 2, because I hope it gives him a newfound level of confidence and will help him have a big 2026. And Caleb said, I guess I got Rhea. I don't know if you got that pick from
I did.
Okay. All right, Lou. Demon Finn versus Dirty Dom. Who you got?
Incoming ad break.
All right. Thank you, Lou. All right, Stampede, you're up. Demon Finn, Dirty Dom.
So announcing the Demon on Monday, it kind of took away any intrigue of, will he, won't he? It's almost like they're desperate to sell tickets. I don't know if anybody's heard anything on that, but
yeah, first I heard.
Just a guess, could be something. But Finn's last singles win was September 1st. So they can't have the Demon lose because Finn obviously can't win. Right? If they have the Demon lose, then neither versions of Finn can win. Right? So the Demon has to go over here. Like there's no way he can't.
All right, thank you, Stampede. Chris, Demon Finn versus Dirty Dom. Who you got?
So this is where I wanted to fantasy book a little bit, and the reason why I'm saying is the setup. Like Stampede said, you spoiling the return of the Demon and not waiting till WrestleMania to make that moment special really makes it lose its luster. What they could have done, depending on the build of the stage, was have some hologram or some version of Finn walk across like he's on the stage. And then you have the Demon emerge. beyond that, and I like what Mike said about how Finn got pretty much screwed over by Vince as the Demon, because Vince didn't know how to book the Demon unless he beat Seth Rollins and then lost it the night after due to an abstention. I've got the Demon.
All right, I'm gonna agree with everything, especially. I mean, I love what all you guys said, but like I said, I thought this was gonna be Demon Finn versus Dirty Dom for the Intercontinental Championship. Talked about it a long time ago. Obviously, WWE. In case, like Tim Pete said, in case you guys heard, they have tickets still on sale, probably for 25% off. They probably still have tickets. They are. Last I heard, they are still trying to sell tickets. So they did announce Demon early, but he hasn't won a match since September. I think you're probably gonna see a lot of shenanigans here. Probably JD tries to interfere. Maybe you see Liv and Raquel. I don't know. Maybe Roxanne plays a role here. An accident, and maybe this is where we see where Roxanne's true colors are. I don't know. I'm sure WWE is going to have some interference. They love doing that. But Demon has to win here. He hasn't won since September. Give me Demon Finn Balor in this match to win. What was the final count on that, Chris?
The same as the Sammy and Trick match, 9-2.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we have gotten to the main event. Sorry, guys, it's taking so long. I knew it was going to take a while. It's 13 matches, a lot of people. But we're finally to the main event of night 2. It's going to be the best in the world, CM Punk, and a workhorse champion, defending the title against the OTC1, the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. Night 2 main event. Probably going to be an overbooked mess. So, who you got, Sean, and why?
I got Punk retaining. I don't think they're going to change both titles at Mania. And I think Punk is going to the dark side. And I could see him using Jay to turn and screw Roman. I could see fucking Dwayne show up and cost Roman. I don't know how they're going to screw over Roman, but they're going to screw over Roman. Punk's going to retain, and he's going to be a dastardly heel coming out of Mania.
All right. One for Punk. All right, Mod Squad, you're up.
Well, the steam was taken out my sail because I also have Punk turning heel, but I think it'd probably be more simpler, like a kick to the nuts where he turns. But I got Punk retaining.
All right. Wow. I thought I might be on the island alone here. 2 Punks. All right, Nitro. I know you're a big Roman guy. But who you got and why?
I mean, come on. Is it any question? Like if you see my camera as it is, it kind of spoils my answer. But yeah, I mean, is it any question? I definitely have Roman beating Punk. Granted, Roman is a part-timer. A lot of people do not want to see a part-time champion. But I feel like it kind of makes sense for Roman to win because ever since that title was created, ever since Seth held the title, Punk kind of just belittled the title. Not Punk, but Roman kind of just belittled the title and said, it's the loser's title, it's the second place title. Roman was still on its undisputed championship reign. So, I don't know, I just feel like that alone and those comments that Roman has made towards the World Heavyweight Champion, I feel like it kind of made sense for Roman to win, elevate the stock of the belt a little bit, take back what he said about the belt. Also, side point, I just feel like Roman just looks really good with the belt, besides the point. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely see Roman winning some way or the other. I mean, doing the promo battles, we had hints about the Bloodline coming back. I will say the Bloodline era and the Bloodline storyline is one of my favorite parts. Was one of my favorite parts of modern day WWE, if not WWE altogether. I mean, throughout the decades, there's been a lot of good moments in WWE, but I just really enjoy the entire Bloodline storyline. I feel like they had something of magic with that storyline. It had a nice flow. It flowed well, and yeah, it just had good story beats. So I definitely see Roman winning, maybe with the help of the Bloodline, maybe there's debuting Zillify too. Maybe they bring in Zillify too. I doubt it though, but I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I definitely feel like Roman needs to win the World Heavyweight Championship just so he can reconcile with what he said about the title, and I feel like it'll just add some higher elevation to a already built title.
Thank you, Nitro. Before I go to Carlos, I'm gonna go to Michael. He has a pick and a comment. He said he wants Roman to win because I need him back on top. I want WWE to return to at least something of its 2022 to 2024 creative run and
Nice
start
to
with
meet
the
you.
OTC winning the
I'm
title
Zervan.
and making it the top one in WWE. I also want Roman to win so he can hold it up until SummerSlam, where I think he dropped it to Overfemi, and it's a passing the torch match just like we had Rock versus Brock at SummerSlam 2002 for the WWE title. So Michael is going with the OTC as well. All right, Carlos, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. Who you got and why?
I got corporate money Punk. I think corporate money Punk is going to join up with the TKO side. I think calling him old. I see him being like the old guy who doesn't want to let go. Like that's what I see them doing with him. Him apologizing to Roman Reigns, admitting that he's jealous of Roman Reigns. That is not CM Punk behavior at all. I think that was a little nugget to him turning heel. I got CM Punk selling his soul to keep that title a little bit longer.
All right, love it, Carlos. Thank you so much. All right, Khaled, you're up.
All right, so this is the one that angers me the most to say because I think Roman Reigns is going to become the new champion. And the reason why that angers me, as much as I love Roman Reigns, his booking since WrestleMania 40, since losing that title, has been atrocious. This build, it's been, in my opinion, the best build to this Mania, and it's easily, without a doubt, the best thing Roman Reigns has been involved in since WrestleMania 40. And I know what they're gonna do with him afterwards. They're gonna, as Nitro said, they're gonna have him take back what he said about the World Heavyweight Championship, which is so corny, by the way, because you can't really take that back. And I think he secretly feels the exact same way in storyline, of course, about that championship. And when as soon as they take that back, a lot of fans like myself are going to call out what he said 2-3 years ago when that championship was introduced and call it for what it is: hypocritical. And for someone like CM Punk, who, as you said, EVP, like for what could be his last championship reign, he's really gone all out with it. He's been defending it constantly, having great matches with the likes of Braun Breaker, AJ Styles, and Finn Balor, of course. So yeah, I really don't want it to end like this, especially because with Oba at SummerSlam, I feel like Oba Femi and CM Punk could be a very good match, especially and considering what they're going to do with him with Brock Lesnar. Another legend like CM Punk passing the torch in a way to Oba Femi, establishing him, but I think it's sadly going to go the other way, and I hate to say this, but Roman Reigns is going to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. To that title's detriment, I will say. Like, we might look back at this decision 1 or 2 years from now and say, you know what, that shouldn't have happened.
All right, thank you, Khaled. All right, Lou. Roman Reigns, CM Punk. Who you got?
CM Punk, the bitter old man, is gonna hold a grudge until he's the last person on earth.
All right, so you're going with CM Punk?
Yes, sir.
All right, appreciate it. All right, Stampede, you're up.
So Punk's last match was February 28th. Roman's only time in the ring was January 31st. right? So that's the pitfalls of doing a program with Roman, right? Is you get talked to death, which is what we've gotten over the last several weeks, right? I think Punk does turn heel here. That gives him a fresh coat of paint. He can get back to being an active champ. And if Roman wants to dick around with Dwayne for the next year with verbal jabs to get to an overhyped lackluster match at next year's Mania, have at her, man. Right? But I think Punk retains here. But it'll be a different Punk going forward, which I think will be a good thing.
All right, appreciate you, Stampede. All right, Chris, he's over here chomping at the bit. So, what you got?
See, I love being last. I love getting to pick last.
Well, I'm last actually, but
well, minus the host. I love the part of being the devil's advocate here. Remember how I said night 1 we were going to get some shenanigans and how it was going to bleed over into night 2? Nitro, real quick, what inning of the Bloodline saga are we in?
The never ending.
Probably in this first inning now.
The never ending.
6, right?
We're never ending.
6, right?
We're never ending. We're never ending.
Bottom 6. So we're in the bottom 6. This is the time for the babyface bloodline to emerge. But
put those wands up. Wands up.
Give me see corporate money, Punk. All right, get McAfee as Punk and Rhodes as the face of TKO. Orton and Roman and the Bloodline coming to finally get that heel stink off of them for years when they were running WWE and save the business themselves. You mean Punk? It's going to further the storyline. Roman gets to save the business and face the final boss at WrestleMania 43. Now, whether that's New Orleans, Indy, or Saudi, we'll see. But let Punk go until Rumble again, and let him drop to Roman.
All right, appreciate it, Chris. All right, for me, obviously, I've always been, or I started off, I was a huge Bloodline fan, and then when I became the EVP, I said, you know what, I'm going to switch to the other side. I'm going to become a Cody fan just because everybody hates Cody, and I want to be controversial. So, you know, I do agree with Sean. I don't think both titles are changing hands, but at the same time, I'm not picking against Cody Rhodes. I don't care. It's not. But I do agree with everything you guys have said. I think that TKO has stepped in. TKO stepped in and made the call for Roman to win the Rumble. That's 100% factual. Because obviously it gives Roman Reigns that 11th or 12th main event. Obviously, you know, you can't take away what him and the Bloodline's done. I've been telling people for weeks and weeks and weeks, pay attention to the Usos. Like Jay's kind of acting like he wanted to take over as a leader, like he's out there barking orders out to Roman. But Jimmy, on the other hand, I'm not so sure. You know what? Whose side he's really on. Ultimately, Dwayne Johnson's showing up at WrestleMania. He's already in Vegas. He's there for CinemaCon. I guarantee you he's showing up. We're getting Rock Roman at 43. It's probably been the play, and we just don't know about it. It has to happen in Saudi Arabia if it can happen in Saudi Arabia. With everything that's going on, Rock Roman's happening at Saudi Arabia, WrestleMania 43. I don't think it needs a title, so give me CM Punk to retain with the help of the final boss, Dwayne Johnson, and CM Punk wins. I think The Rock ultimately cost Roman Reigns, and we get CM Punk selling his soul to Dwayne Johnson and retaining the World Heavyweight Championship. Caleb, did you have a pick before I ended it? Or?
I got pick. I got Rhea, I got Trick, I got Dominic, and I got Roman. Definitely got Roman win this match. He should. CM Punk disrespects his family, and one thing for sure, he do not disrespect a Samoan family. So I got Roman winning. CM Punk going to get some payback.
Told you
Roman
guys.
really going to get some payback from CM Punk.
All right. Thank you, Caleb. All right. So what was the count on that, Chris, for Roman Punk?
So for the first time tonight, along with the point taken 4 here, it was 7-4.
Oh wow.
For Punk.
Wow, interesting.
So that,
right.
hey Stampede, does that mean my minus 35 points is off come Saturday?
I don't control the points on point taken. I just rack them up.
Let's. I'm the champion. Shouldn't you be asking me this week?
Hey! Catalyst up there, defending champion down there. Catalyst up there, defending
Brady
champion.
Anderson hit 50 home runs in a year once, so flukes do happen.
Hey, Tom Brady over there, Patrick Mahomes down there.
I mean,
Brady is the GOAT, so whether he deflated or not, he's still the GOAT.
Brady is the GOAT.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Quick update, folks. Darby
and
MJF is your main event, and Sting just showed up back.
Yeah, if anybody thought MJF was winning tonight, good luck.
He broke his promise. He broke his promise.
I didn't say who won. They didn't have the match yet.
No, I'm saying I won't be on Twitter for a couple of hours because I gotta watch that from the beginning. I didn't watch nothing.
Because Sting broke his promise, though. November was the last time we were supposed to see the face paint.
Oh goodness!
I'm not mad.
I was about to say Stampede.
It's Sting.
All right, guys. Well, this has been our WrestleMania.
We didn't get a Stampede shout out to Sting in the tone of Cervani.
Let's let him wrap it up so we can watch this main event. Come on.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Do it, Stampede. Do it.
What, the Shivani voice? I can't do the Shivani voice.
Well, do your best Shivani voice.
No, it's not happening.
Oh, well, then just say it's Sting.
It's like when Chris. It's like when I DJ. Like I don't necessarily take requests, just because I'm in that position.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
He's not looking for minions, Chris. Slow down. Slow your roll.
Hey. I could have been Team Carlos from the beginning, but Stampede recruited me into Spedrock. So, I mean...
If you were one of my minions, you'd get treated the same way Athena treats hers. You wouldn't want the job. It wouldn't be enjoyable.
Yeah.
I am one of Athena's minions. How dare you?
Okay, Carlos, I'm jumping ship. I'm no longer in my
I've got a
team.
minion number. How dare you, Stampede?
You got a number?
Let's go.
Roman's gonna win.
All right, guys.
Roman's winning. He's going definitely CM Punk. Definitely.
Well, I do appreciate you guys coming on. I'm sorry that we went on for so long. Obviously, it's a super long card. I want to shout out to the almost 400 viewers that we have. We have about 376 people watching live. We got close right at the 400 mark. Obviously, shout out to everyone that I work with from DWE. The head of the table is the CEO, Miami the Great, Final Boss Baby, Director Reg, Robert Gregg, After Slam Podcast, and everybody affiliated with Gimmick Table Media as well. Special thank you to everybody that has come in tonight. I'm going to go ahead and go to the outro, got my outro, guys, and then I'll be back, and I will let you guys do your plugs and tell everybody where they can find all of you guys, and then we will get out of here. So definitely thank you guys for coming in. We'll be right back.
Yep.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show recaps, predictions, sports. Let go, let show recaps, predictions, sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show recaps, predictions, sports. Let go.
All right, once again, this has been your WrestleMania 42 prediction show live Wednesday. Started at 7 p.m. Eastern. So thank you guys so much for each and every one of you guys and Michael and everybody that was in the comments for sticking it out for this long prediction show. You guys are all awesome. Welcome here anytime, any prediction show. But I definitely want to send the gratitude. Obviously, I'll make a post later. I'm thanking you guys for coming on. Obviously, I'm always game to come on anybody's show. So obviously, if you guys have a prediction show, I'd love to return the favor and come on and not have to host because it's a lot of work. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming in. So and joining me. So I'm just gonna go to each of you, let you guys kind of tell everybody watching, the 375 people we still have that have stuck with us to this almost 3 hours. Where they can find you on your socials and what you got coming up next. I'm gonna start at the bottom with Carlos.
So again, pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. Again, I'm with the fans of pro wrestling. I'm with the Wrestle Collective, also Point Taken. You can find me this weekend. I'll be on Point Taken at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 Pacific time with Stampede and Chris and Mob. Also on Sunday at the same time, on Sunday I'll be doing Queens Road episode. We're each booking our own WrestleMania Night 1, like it was like an all women's card. So I'm really looking forward to that. So come check that out. And then in about 30 minutes I'll be doing a space as well. Wednesday Night Kiosk going over AEW Dynamite. So again, thanks for having me. Pleasure.
Always, anytime, Carlos, and I'll be in touch. Obviously, with you, Stampede, and Chris after a week after WrestleMania about the AEW stuff. So thank you so much for coming on, Carlos. All right, Caleb. Tell everybody where they can find you. Anything you got coming up, going on, and also thank you for coming on as well.
Yeah, I'm also on Favorite Carlos, and you can find me at Panda next to Caleb, and I always do Spaces with Carlos, and I do sports show with my bros on Wednesdays.
All right, thank you, Caleb, once again for coming in. Always a pleasure to have you here. All right, I'm gonna go to my next guest. Like we go back a lot. I'll probably go back a lot farthest with you than anybody on the whole panel. Sean, thank you again for coming in. Tell everybody where they can find you on your socials and what you have coming up and who you work with.
Well, I don't really work with anyone. I'm loosely affiliated with Carlos because we host a Raw reaction and a AEW reaction space on Monday and Wednesday. And I'm just I don't know my handle off the top of my head. I think it's @1 GusBus091, and I think I don't really know. But yeah, I'm in spaces throughout the week. I just bullshit pro wrestling, and hopefully don't sound like too much of an idiot in the process. But this has been a lot of fun. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, you're great, Sean. Great take, great wrestling mind. So I've listened to you for a long time. So just keep doing what you're doing, brother. Appreciate having you coming on anytime. All right, I'm gonna go next to Michael from the Mob Squad. Obviously, we go back a pretty good long ways as well. Thank you again for coming on. I still owe you one to come on your show as well. So anytime, man, hit me up. Thank you for coming on. Tell us where, about your YouTube, what you got going on, and let everybody know where they can find you.
But first things first, send me a schedule when you're free in my DM, and I'll schedule something so we can put something together. But I want to say shout out to Gimmick Media, shout out to obviously the EVP and everybody on this panel. You can find me on most medias at Mob Squad 508, including YouTube. I do also have the Mike and Ant show, which is on YouTube. That's a sports-based show. But I do want to promote two specific things. Twitch, Spedrock, obviously Spedrock Productions. There's multiple shows going Wednesday through Sunday, whether it's the run-in, whether it's The Whole Damn Mess, which aired simultaneously with this, I believe. And then we obviously have Point Taken on Saturday with a bunch of these wrestling junkies in the group in here, including Stampede, Chris, Carlos, with a few others, hosted by by Spedrock. And then there's Good Morning IWC on Sundays. And then go ahead.
Good evening,
I-
sir.
And lastly, I'm gonna promote something a little different right now. One of my family members actually started a startup record label. Right now, he got a couple of hip hop artists signed, but he is trying to sign some pop artists, country artists, etc., etc. If you are into music and you have Instagram, check out Static Line Sounds. Also, there's a website, staticlinesounds.com. If you go over there, promote mainly Massachusetts-based artists right now, which I know nobody here is anywhere near that. But if you are interested in music, give it a check out. You might see something you like. Also, I appreciate you. And don't forget about that DM EVP.
Absolutely, brother. Anytime, and you're welcome here anytime. I do predictions for everything. So, and I'll definitely hit you up.
Sure.
All right, thank you again. All right, Nitro. First time ever on my channel, on my show. We go back a long ways, obviously. Just tell everybody where they can find you on YouTube and what you got coming up.
Yeah, hey, I just want to say thanks for letting me be a part of this show. It was definitely a fun time. We had a good 3 hours discussing wrestling. Nothing could beat that. Just talking wrestling with some wrestling heads. But yeah, it's definitely been a fun time. Good show. Everybody had a lot of good thoughts and opinions and predictions on this show. You can find me everywhere at NitroBlivion, NitroBlivion. Find me YouTube, Twitch, Blue Sky. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, all the good stuff. I just post, yet again, I post wrestling content. I post gameplay, game reviews, food content. You name it, I got it. I got movie reviews as well. I'm currently working on an edit for I did like a video talk about my theories about where the Nintendo movies are heading towards, and just my theories about Nintendo when it comes to their movies. So yeah, I definitely have some work and some stuff coming down the pipeline. But yeah, you can also quick plug before I go. Today through Friday is W Energy's birthday, and they have 50% off all W Energy products on their website. Their entire website, 50% off. I do have a code. If you use my code, I get 10% off. Or you get 10% off, and I get the 10% bonus. But that's Nitro Loves Zervin at wenergy.com if you want 10% off plus an extra 50% off on tubs of energy drinks until Friday.
Yes, sir, and thank you again for coming on. All right, so gonna go to the next guest. This is the second appearance here. Obviously, I didn't know you until Stampede told me about you, but you're a great guy. Obviously, I have to call you by the nickname that the EVP calls you. But thank you again for coming on. You've got a great wrestling mind. Love to have you on a recap or another prediction show. Obviously, collab with you some more. Huge shout out. Thank you again for coming on, Mr. DJ Khaled. Well, tell everybody where they can find you on your socials and what you got going on.
Yeah, guys, Darby won. What the fuck? What the hell? All right. But yeah, thank you so much for saying I have a great wrestling mind and all that stuff. I really appreciate that. Yeah, in terms of socials, you can find me. You can just find me on like I'm most active when it comes to wrestling stuff on Twitter. Follow me at KhalidX Kitata. That's my last name is spelled Keketata. I'm doing a massive star rating thread.
Incoming at break.
I'm up to like 260 matches so far, so I'm really proud of it. And in terms of if you want to find my YouTube channel as well, just search my name. I'm literally the first result, which I'm very proud of. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on here. I would love to come on any future shows, whatever the case may be. Please feel free to invite me. And yeah, I'm very excited to do more of these with you in the future, man. You're a very great guy, and I think more people should know about your work.
Appreciate that, man. Means a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother. All right, next, Lou. Obviously, you've been on several times, part of the DWE family. Obviously, we work a lot and collab together a lot. So, thank you so much for coming on. Tell us where they can find you on your socials and what you got coming up.
What I have coming, whatever the next whatever the pay-per-view is after Mania, will probably be in the predictions for that, as well as whatever NXT pay-per-view is there. Um, or you can find me just really on Twitter, trustvex_.
All right. Thank you so much, Lou, for coming on again. Obviously, I'll see you again, I'm sure. Caleb, did I skip you? I'm sorry, but did I? I've already.
No, you didn't skip me. No, you
Okay.
didn't skip me.
Okay. Perfect. I seen your mic was off, so I didn't know if I skipped you. All right. So the next guest, obviously he doesn't need any introduction. Good friend of mine. Obviously, definitely gonna be doing some work with him in the future. He is the one and only Stampede. Tell everybody what you got going on, where they can find you.
Stampede, not only the catalyst and demo god and the first Grand Slam champion of Point Taken, but also the catalyst and the demo god of the Mania prediction shows. Thank you to everyone on the panel and to all our viewers who wanted to breathe with the Stampede, because this is the Stampede era.
Love it. Hey, hopefully that gets clipped in my YouTube and my short. I'll try to make sure that gets clipped. So
Yeah,
StreamYard.
don't show it to Jay White.
Hopefully StreamYard clips that. So. All right, so I'm gonna go to my last guest before I do my plugs, and then we get out of here. Obviously, great guy. Met about 6-7 weeks ago, 8 maybe. Had you on several times. Obviously, you've been a mainstay. Every time I need someone for prediction show, you're always there. I don't even really have to ask. Just say, hey, I'm at a prediction show. You're like, count me in. You promote a lot of my stuff. Thank you so much for that. So do you, Stampede, as well. A lot of retweets. I send you guys probably 15 tweets a day. So sorry about that, but obviously, like I have to put my stuff out there to promote. But you've been great, man, great friend, and I'm sure I'm going to be doing some work with you in the future. And I'm definitely going to see you again here on prediction show. You're a great guy. Tell everybody where they can find you and what you got coming up, who you work with.
So, the name is Chris Branson from Cheap Seats Wrestling Podcast, part of Spedrock Productions, a member of the Point Taken 4, along with Stampede, Carlos, and Mob. You can find me on everything but TikTok and Facebook, because I don't play with those things. They just annoy the ever-living piss out of me. Tonight is the reason why, whether on TV or we're doing things like this, I love professional wrestling. Seeing Darby Allin brought a tear to my eye, winning the AEW World Championship. And shout out to Horror Wrestling, or Brains, Mike, with Gimmick Table Media. The same thing with you, Miami, DWE. It's always a pleasure to work with you. And I'm game for anything. I have to kind of make sure that my mentor to my right, Minion Overlord here, screen left though, is satisfied. But as it is Mental Health Awareness Month right now, it is a big thing to kind of keep your mental health in check. You can ask several of the people in here. They've been able to reach out to me and talk to me about things. I am not a hard person to get along with, and I would rather spread positivity, even if it is a negative point. spread positivity amongst the IWC. With that being said, I'm going to turn back the show over to you. I'll see you for Backlash. And since we're getting into this AEW thing, double or nothing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you again, brother. All right, so I want to give a shout out to everyone. About 4 weeks ago, I came on here and I said I want to get to 200 subscribers before WrestleMania. I hit that mark about 3 weeks before WrestleMania. So thank you everybody that has subscribed to my channel. I'm at 216 subscribers. If you guys are watching live on YouTube, please make sure to hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and help me. My next goal is to get to 300 subscribers by SummerSlam. So thank you so much to everybody on the panel. Obviously, all of my stuff is linked to all my bios. You can see it across the bottom of the screen. If you're living under a rock and you're not following me on X, please do. But if you are looking for me, you can find me on X at EVPCJP. Instagram, same handle. My Instagram is now a business account, and my YouTube is linked to the top in the bio. It's at EVPCJP. Also, I have a TikTok. I don't really dance on there, but if you guys are looking for that, that's not going to happen. It's just for promotion, and also my YouTube. My YouTube is pinned at the top of that. If you're looking for me on TikTok, it's at Brady the Goat 21, and that's not with the THE. That's DA Goat, like Tom Brady the Goat 21. Last but not least, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed, like I said, and you're looking for it in the search bar, you just type in at the EVP Show. For everybody here that's come in, if you guys have any friends, you know, my YouTube page is pinned at the top of my X page. I spoke with Stampede and Chris before we come on. I was saying I'm planning sometime maybe in the next 2 to 4 weeks or so to do some sort of giveaway. I'm gonna give a Stampede in Miami and Chris and kind of bounce some ideas and see what I can do. Because like I said, I want to be able to get to 300 subscribers by SummerSlam. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, hit that notification bell, and you will be reminded every time I go live. Which, according to Stampede, I don't go live very much, so I probably need to try to do it 8 days a week instead of 7. I'm just kidding. I'm picking on your Stampede. But yeah, I have a lot of shows coming up. Obviously, tomorrow you can catch me at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for the TNA, the Laugh Out Loud TNA recap show. That's from somebody from AEW. You know, the little tweet that was made from somebody from AEW. I guess it was in regards to the whole Nick Nemeth, who is an MJF. Something like that. But yeah, tomorrow night, 11:30 p.m. Eastern, TNA recap show. Friday night, I'm back. I know it's going to interfere with the Hall of Fame, but I'll be back live at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for the Go Home SmackDown recap show. Saturday night, you can catch me live sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. Eastern, whenever the post show goes off for the WrestleMania Night 1 recap show, and then I'm back same time, same channel, same place, Sunday night for the WrestleMania Night 2 recap show. Same schedule next week, except I will be off Wednesday and Saturday next week, but next Sunday, obviously Sunday Night Scoops, episode 18 will be back next Sunday at 6 p.m. And I will be debuting a new show on April 26th, next Sunday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be recapping. It will be LFG Season 3, Episode number 1 recap. So that's pretty much it for me, guys. We had a 3-hour stream. I got a lot of shorts and stuff to do. But thank you guys all once again for coming in. Much love, and hopefully I will see you guys soon and for the next PLEs.